speaking on the name like I ain't changed the game. So I had to come through, I had to save the day. Always moving forward and it's at a steady pace. If we go to war, I'ma feel just like I made you
They keep speaking on the name like I ain't changed the game. So I had to come through, I had to save the day. We always moving forward and it's at a steady pace. If we go to war, I'ma feel just like I made your pain. Like I made your pain. Feel just like I made your pain. Like I made your pain. Feel just like I made your pain. I've been through hell and back, I wouldn't change a thing. They tried to hold me down, so I went and spread my wings. Devoted to my craft, cause it's my everything. So if I want it, I'ma get it, that's by any means. We ain't even gotta talk, yeah, just get into it. Started music as a kid, now we started movements. You can't master grind, so tell me who you think you fooling. This passion flowing through my veins, I can never lose it. Cause they keep speaking on the name like I ain't changed the game. So I had to come through, I had to save the day. We always moving forward and it's at a steady pace. If we go to war, I'ma feel just like I made your pain. Like I made your pain. Feel just like I made your pain. Like I made your pain. Feel just like I made your pain.
Feeling like I just hit lotería. Mami, let's vamos a tu Costa Rica. Vive la vida. Oh, you ain't heard words, 6, 7 figures. Feeling like I just hit the lotería. Bust down, shawty wanna bust it down. Shawty moving like you just hit lotería. Living lush now, I just spent a couple down. Feeling like I just hit the lotería.
My pocket's feeling tight from all these bands, you feel me?
I pity these. I fill them with dirt and I leave them a rose. I pick up a petal, a leaf in a leaf. Do you love me now? I guess you better go. I got a new pockets, it's lining no door. The hand it goes deep, but it's only for pros. If you walk a line, keep it 10 toes. If a centimeter cross, then you get let go. Let the beat go bang like a Kurt Cobain. If you know my cara, better know my name. Maybe red dream team, put the ink on gang. If you're still out east, do the same thing. Dang, mami, que tú quieres? I know that I'm looking sexy. Mundo lotería, now they young, I stay in flex.
Lotería. Mami, let's vamos a tu Costa Rica. Vive la vida. Oh, you ain't heard words, 6, 7 figures. Feeling like I just hit the lotería. Bust down, shawty wanna bust it down. Shawty moving like you just hit lotería. Living lush now, I just spent a couple down. Feeling like I just hit the lotería. I hit the corner store to grab my 40. Pulled up, just me and my shorty. Need me a pocketazo to get lit. Then I hit the lotto, might cop a whip. Cop a crib, cop a zip. Copping anything that boosts my confidence. Then I cop the fit that got me compliments. Now I'm starting to forget what being honest is. Head to TJ, tip the DJ. Tell him go play them slaps. Then in the boat, doing yoga. Working them hips, no cap. Tell me the vibe, then I key and bring it back. Took another tour around the feeling like I just hit lotería. Mami, let's vamos a tu Costa Rica. Vive la vida. Oh, you ain't heard words, 6, 7 figures. Feeling like I just hit the lotería. Bust down, shawty wanna bust it down. Shawty moving like you just hit lotería. Living lush now, I just spent a couple down. Feeling like I just hit the lotería.
It's time. You know. We gon' shine. Let's go. Whatever you want, I Whatever you need, I got it. Whatever you want, I got it. Whatever you need, I got it. I was born ready. If there ain't pressure, it's the wrong setting. Cause I love a moment facing my opponent. Victories I want it, and that's more many. Not slow and steady. My horsepower is a force, baby. If you know me like I know me, I want trophies, I want confetti. The B-E-S-T, it's no secret, that's me. The highlight of the highlight reel you seen on TV. I run the game, got finesse. When I want, I'm saying who's next. A showstopper, so there's no topping. When I do my thing, that's a flex. It's time. You know. We gon' shine. Let's go. Whatever you want, I got it. Whatever you need, I got it. Whatever you want, I got it. Whatever you need, I got it. I'm the hottest ticket. Every seat in town has somebody in it. Cause they wanna see what they heard about. From the word of mouth as I'm popping with it. I'm the best if they ask you. Nothing less, I don't wanna rest. See me running laps, how I pass you. I be dripping with the swag goo. They going nuts like a cashew. Make your best move, not your last move. Beast mode on all day. I am gourmet, not fast food. Remember this, I got all the game. No dime a dozen, we not all the same. No handouts, had to stand out. From the sandbox to the Hall of Fame. It's time. You know. We gon' shine. Let's go. Whatever you want, I got it. Whatever you need, I got it. Whatever you want, I got it. Whatever you need, I got it. I got it. You want it? I got it. We gon' let the band play with this one. Yeah.
I know I'm dope, going hard on the beat, sound unique, going ape with the flow, ain't tryna compete with a fool in the street, I'm out tryna make this dough, this game ain't sweet, better move your feet if you not what you came here for, I'm around the elite, y'all way about tweets, that shit sounds so low, like a top athlete, my skills concrete, moving up your head, honcho, to a high ride suite, on the throne, have a seat back, feeling me, mango, being obsolete, you don't grind, you don't eat, y'all already know the motto. My life upbeat, never on deeply, but it don't repeat. My life upbeat, never on deeply, but it don't repeat. What's the dealio? Snapping like this for a minute though. Poet they know it, no Angelo. Rookie, no rookie, I let him know. Gotta get my dough. No other reason I came for. Shoot for the stars up the cosmos. Slick greasy flow, call it soul glow. This ain't no game, we ain't throwing darts. Names never change, so it all in the same. They slipping like they at a water park. It's all in my veins, I studied the game. Then I got hot from a little spark. Try to play chess, you got check of pieces. My thesis, you know you done from the start. My life upbeat, never on deeply, but it don't repeat. My life upbeat, never on deeply, but it don't repeat. My life upbeat, never on deeply, but it don't repeat. My life upbeat, never on deeply, but it don't repeat.
Back down. We don't back down.
Back out, waiting for nothing, I get it right now. Seizing the moment, no time to lay around. Will we ever stop? Hell nah, that's not likely. Will I ever stop? Hell nah, that's not like me. Back out, waiting for nothing, I get it right.
Here we go, lock and load. Been a minute since I made heads rock and roll. But I'm coming in hot, spin a rocket fuel. Got my finger on a detonator ready to blow. Like boom, I burn holes in your body armor. Got the poison tip arrows,
That's how the series ends.
No regrets, I rep my set. Got a whole gang of goons that will fight to the death. Command respect, even if we come. I'll be teaching you a lesson you will never forget. Cause it's a jungle out here. And all my gorillas, they running around here. Appetite for destruction and they hungry around here. Eating the food, like the fuse. Now we start the countdown to the mayhem. I'm so flipping flagrant. You don't wanna play this with me. I'ma slay y'all swiftly, bring the chaos. Bring the caveman. Hit you with my bare hands. Ask her what you gonna do. What you gonna do? Tell me what you gonna do. What you wanna do? You wanna run with the best, better buckle up. Is that your pride on the floor? Better pick it up. Knuckle up, buckle up. Are you tough enough? Better prove it. You wanna ride with the best, better buckle up. Is that your pride on the floor? Better pick it up. Buckle up, knuckle up. Are you tough enough? Prove it. Oh no, when they see me coming, they flow, Joe. Hot tail hurdles, jump, get low, cause they know they don't want it. I'm a hair trigger, let it pop off with a spark, I explode. Violate codes, throwing them bones, cracking them bones. Everybody knows that anything goes. I lose all composure until the case closed. Yo, slam the gavel down, grab and gather round. I love to hear the sound of Coliseum crowd. Gladiator hearts of calculating mind. Survival is an art, fight to stay alive. They hate me when I win, forget me when I lose. Warrior inside, a grizzly when I move. The universe is my battlefield, and I'm a champion for the people with mass appeal. Yo, you wanna ride with the best, better buckle up. That's your name on the line, better live it up. You got a crown on your head, better give it up. Kicking ass, taking names, and it's not enough. You wanna ride with the best, better buckle up. Yo, your name on the line, better live it up. You got a crown on the head, you gon' give it up. I'm kicking ass, taking names, and it's not enough. You wanna run with the best, better buckle up. Is that your pride on the floor? Better pick it up. Knuckle up, buckle up. Are you tough enough? Better prove it. Come on! Better pick it up. Buckle up, knuckle up. Are you tough enough? Prove it. Prove it.
Nice! Come on, baby.
Be careful here.
3, 2, 1. Don't line up.
Oh, what a flip. Wait, he's going back for more? Oh!
Simple?
Oh! That was gotta give him that! That was good! Oh my god!
Holy sh!
That was crazy.
It's a booyah!
The Belgian master holding the line once again. Oh man, he's trying to continue on that hot streak. Kill number 7. Bravo Ken is out and about. That is technically all 4 as Drakes continues to roll. Well, where do you win? Drake's getting all 3. That is how you do it.
It's the Call of Duty League for Black Ops 7, and with ranked around the corner, all eyes are on the pros gearing up for Major Number 1. Welcome in, everybody. It's plugging alongside Nameless and Rosalie, and let's start with you, Wheeler. Who's the best sniper right now in Black Ops 7?
The best sniper in Black Ops 7. I'll go with Abuza. He had some crazy clips last week. I think he's ascended to the top of that list. Abuza, you got it, buddy.
Allie, statistically, who's the best team in the league?
Statistically, who's the best team in the league? Technically, it's still Optic Texas, isn't it?
Nope, it is Riyadh. I just took a look at the power rankings behind us. Let's take a look here at your map count. It's basically tied between the Falcons and Optic. FaZe also at 4 and 2 when it comes to matches. When you look at the 3 and 2 squads, though, there's 4 of them. LA Thieves have powered into the left side of our screen for the first time, but who has the best chance of securing their 4th win this week?
Yeah, I would probably go with the Genomates. I think Genomates, they've just looked incredible. And I'm not going to knock them too much for that last series. I mean, you're looking at 250 to 55 on the map number 1, dominated, right? We get to the map 4. Well, you lost a couple close maps. You lose what Riyadh Falcons have been saying has been their best map for a long time now. So not going to knock Genomates too much. They still look extremely solid.
They have to get through Toronto, and then you've got Miami as your second chance there as the final battle for Paris. If you're looking at Genomates, though, are they as hot as they were at the start? And how tough is their opponent? opponent today because Koi was another squad that was a top 3 seed just 1 week ago.
No, their schedule is really tough remaining for the side of Parish Gentlemates. They've been looking great, but as we've learned for the past couple of weeks, anybody can kind of take on anybody at this point.
Koi, of course, will be playing Gentlemates later today, and we're going to be seeing our other 3-2 teams in action, including LA Thieves. Now, this is a squad, a lot of people are wondering, will they play with the same starting lineup at Major number 1? Kenny shut up all the haters in their upset win last week.
Yeah, Kenny was balling, right? Went back and rewatched that. You get to that map 4, and like Optic could not make a single mistake because LA Thieves played so flawless. I mean, you look at this team, top to bottom, and it's like, okay, they're star-studded. Will they fix these issues early? And we referenced to last year where it was Simp with the 1v4. He took over, and then Atlanta bounced back.
Yeah.
And now you have that series from Kenny. That's your moment. When you beat a team like Optic Texas, it's funny what that can do for you. Now it's like all of a sudden they can win this championship. But truly, they can if they play like that.
No, I completely agree. And as we all know, Kenny needed a series like that with the way things have been, especially with last year as well. Of course, as always, the question is going to be, can they keep it up? But for that to happen this close to the major, you got to be feeling good as an LA Thieves.
Optic will pay for this, says Kenny once again. And then, of course, the final squad. This is the big surprise. Carolina Royal Ravens, after a terrible start, are now on the verge of a 4th win. They have Texas today. They have LA Thieves as their last remaining matchup. Carolina, dark horse?
Absolutely.
Favorite? Where do you got them right now?
Remember when you showed me that and you said all these teams are 3-2? Guess what? Carolina's 3-0 when you talk about a seed coming into the lineup, right? So technically they've been unbelievable. And where he's given them a huge edge, Allie, it's been the overload. Let me give you some numbers here for a second. 1.37, he's number 1 in KD. Put down the kills. In the search and destroy, he has a sniper out. You're seeing clips of him taking over. He's also 2nd overall in goals scored in overload. So he's doing the objective work. He's number 1 there, finding the kills. And he's only played 3 overloads. So it's been unreal since bringing this guy in. The pace has completely shifted. You now look at this team, you're like, okay, we got 2 developing stars in Craze and Lurks. And we got Nero, who's a Game 3 demon. They can truly beat anybody on any given day.
And I mean, this, I feel like, follows some of our best stories we have in the league right now. One with Neptune, one with Joe, where they went back down to Challengers and they had a lot to learn. Exceed has been around the block when it comes to Challengers, when it comes to playing and being in that gauntlet. And he used to be a little bit of an ego. He was a very confident player, maybe held him back a little bit, but I think that he's learned when to turn it on, when to not, and I think it's really helped Carolina Royal Ravens.
It's so hard to find a Challengers player like that, right? Who can come in and be a leader, but also like be able to resonate with the young guys around him. They found a good player in it.
Huge pickup by Carolina brings new life, and that makes me question. You had the team as low as our F tier, basically. Where are Carolina right now, and who is in our S tier going into Major 1?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many teams that have experience and accolades and the numbers in this title to back it up. When you look at our leaderboard, I think Carolina's still sitting on the outside looking in, right? Definitely a dark horse, probably 6, 7, somewhere around there on the leaderboard.
8, 9.
Allie, as we head to commercial break, true or false, Optic Texas is still S tier?
Yes, true.
We'll be breaking it down. That is your first match of the day. Optic taking on Carolina. When we come back here on the CDL.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Look like the pros to play like the pros. The CDL team skins are available now. Scan the QR code or check out the in-game store now.
Let's find out who's built for the big stage.
Heretics ready to dive in. Finds 2. 4 and Snoopy wipes them all. But Hydra with the switch impossible. He's making top room. So damn happy. Inside. Down the Dominance on the grandest stage.
After adding Exceed, Carolina are undefeated 3-0, but Optic Texas are still the favorite in the game right now, in due part to their AR play. Mercules has been a rock star. Bruce, now the eldest competitor in the game, and Optic, the favorite heading into their home major. Let's start with the green team, Allie.
Yeah.
What have you learned in Black Ops 7?
I've learned that they're an incredibly well-rounded team, and I think they're going to continue to be so. Even with their loss to LA Thieves last week, it honestly just kind of felt like they came out flat. Like, I don't think it's anything to really panic on. LA Thieves is a good team when they're all able to put it on at the same time, and we got to witness that last week. Same thing with Optic Texas. I just felt like, especially in the overload, they kept trying to force a specific play, get Shotsy, get Hook behind the back, and when that wasn't working, they weren't able to be dynamic in the moment. So I think maybe that's what I'm going to be looking for from Optic Texas in this series today.
Yeah, and I think for the Monster Energy pregame, you see, like, it's one of those how do you want to look at it type deal, because they're 4-2 in hardpoint outside of Scar, but they also haven't played Blackheart or Colossus, 5 bans across those of their 6 series, right? So for them, in terms of their map pool, that has to expand. And this is an Optic team that was dominating respawns last year. They're 8-8 in respawns so far. So where I look at Optic, I'm not worried about them like on a season view. I am worried about them headed into their home major, right? And you know, for the majority of the Optic fans that are rooting for this team, really want them to win that, they're going to have to clean up their HP going into it, namely the sub-duo, especially Shotsy.
Is there some truth that they could be hiding some strats in Texas, maybe holding some maps for that first land?
Yeah, I mean, teams do that all the time. And early on is where you get, like, the biggest edge there. But you do want to whip them out at least in one match. And we're going to see it in this one, right? And it's a good match to do it because this Carolina team, they've played it a few times, 0-3 on it, different iterations of the roster. Doesn't matter. It's a good time to whip it out because you feel like you still have an edge individually from your players on this team versus them.
Let's take a look at the squad, not afraid to whip it out. It is the Carolina Royal Ravens. They got the big boy toy in the hands of Exceed when it comes to search and destroy. He will be your sniper, but Craze has been the player to watch. A guy that you and Study have been highlighting for 2 years now. Gets his opportunity to pop off at the CDL level, and he is vibing with the new leader in Exceed.
I know, Ellie, you want to talk about this one, but I got something I got to say first. It's so funny because, like, a couple years ago, me and Jay were in Discord. We're telling Clay, we're like, yo, this is the guy. Like, this is the next one. Or you become a coach or something, you got to pick him up. He's going to be a monster. And he's been an absolute beast, right? And now you got players on the team that want to play at that same pace, and you're seeing what he can do.
Yeah, on the side of Carolina, it's just their fundamentals haven't been great. They're below average in league when it comes to hard points, 1-5. I mean, if your respawns aren't great, you're starting the series 0-1. But on the flip side, their overload has been fantastic, right? We've highlighted Exceed. We've highlighted what he's done in this game mode and what he's been doing numbers-wise. So it's just a matter of time before they're able to get a hard point through the hoop.
Both teams struggling in hardpoint. Let's take a look here at our maps and modes as we take a look at the 5-game series. Will we get to a game 5 today? Chat is saying no. We got Colossus, Scar, and Den for our first 4. Ant, how far in this series do you think we get?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the overload at this point in time favors Carolina. And then also, if Optic have just not been playing well on Colossus, well, we're seeing it off the rip here. So there's definitely some life just looking at it from an overview if you're a Carolina fan to push this to 5.
On the flip side of this, no Blackheart or exposure for Optic. So this is them really testing their map pool, like Ant said, going into this. And it is a good team, Carolina Ravens. My only worry is just kind of the slaying gap for the team in blue is when they go up against top teams like this, you're going to need more than one map that in Euro. You're going to need more than just overload out of Exceed. So I'm interested to see what they do with their back against the wall.
And while we're waiting on Hook to sit back down, can we talk about the numbers that you were highlighting? Optic had some concerns if you were looking at their top slayers. The SMGs were near the bottom of the leaderboards. What's going on in Texas, and what do you need to see tonight?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I went back and I watched and broke down the hard points they had. By the way, check my Twitter, they're on there. But when you go and you watch Optic, there's just some concepts that they're throwing away, whether it's like a guy blocking the spawn in the back, Shotsy making a play, like it's not all timed up. And I think early in titles, and we've seen this for years, this is just what Shotsy does. He's going to hit those routes and try to be the guy that makes the huge play. And as time goes on, the players around him will start to fill those gaps, block those spawns, and allow him to do that. It just takes time, right? Seeing what you can get away with. And that's where Optic's at. So many hills are thrown away where I'm like, I know Damon, I know JP, I know those guys are sitting there like, what are we doing? We know better than this. It's just he tries to get away with some things sometimes. And as the season goes on, they'll get more comfortable, it'll be fine.
I guess for me, it's more of like Shotzi's always going to do that. And I think at some point, it's just like you can tell when it's on and when it's off. And when it's not on, it's like they don't know what to do. That's when they fall behind. That's when they struggle. So they need a plan B. They need a backup plan when Shotzi roaming, getting behind, causing problems isn't working.
Will Carolina be able to cause problems? That's what we answer right now in our Scuff Pick'ems. Optic, the favorite, they're sitting at 4-2. I think they're going to finish at 5-2. I've got them winning today.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Optic as well. I think it's a bit closer than what people think, but I got Optic taking in the end.
Definitely going with Optic.
How many maps?
I think 3-1. I'll give Carolina 1.
Player to watch.
Exceed 100%.
Exceed from Carolina is our spoiler. Can he pull off another upset? It's time to find out. On the mic, we got Shift and Study.
Yeah, we're pumped for this one. I think the recent rise of Carolina has us all anticipating what they could possibly do damage-wise to the rest of the league. On the other side, Optic, small vulnerabilities now lead to multiple questions about who's the best team in the game right now. And we were joking. We were sitting there at Challengers vamping the other night, like, who do you think is going to win Major 1? I was like, what if Carolina just messes around and wins Major 1? Like, it'd be insane if they were to do that, Jay, looking at their road to the Major.
Oh, yeah, it can happen, man, because you bring in Exceed and you win 3 matches in a row, and your last one was the one that everyone started paying attention to this squad off of, which is that Toronto Koi matchup. You thought that you were the heavy underdogs. You were going to get ran over. Koi plays some matches they're not familiar with in that match setup, but Carolina still made easy work of that. So when you take a look at the road to the Major, obviously today Optic Texas, one of the top dogs, but then after this recent form that LADs have found themselves off of that series versus Optic, that's also going to be a tough matchup, but one at a time if you're Carolina.
Yeah, man, this is definitely a power test for them. I think all of us opened eyes when they had beaten Toronto. That definitely sets you up for a, whoa, okay, what's actually happening? For Optic, this is their last match, though, before the Major, and their road started off really, really strong, including a lot of domination in the Overload in particular, but then you eventually get to that FaZe Vegas matchup. They get blown out of the water. They're able to reset versus Vancouver, and you say, all right, just kind of a fluke match. Won't happen again. But then they get beat up by the Thieves. In particular, the search of the Overload was dismal. So now it's just down to how do you bounce back, set yourself up, and hopefully quell some of the questions that the community has about what strength this team actually brings, especially in the respawn.
Yeah, and I feel like they have set themselves up for a nice bounce back here versus Carolina with the opening map that they're throwing into the mix. Right now for Optic, they're sitting at 5-5 overall in hardpoint. 3 of those wins come on a map like Exposure. Now teams understand this is your favorite map. We're just going to auto veto that. You have to add something else to the map pool. So this map number 1 for the Green Wall is massive on Colossus, because if you can take this into Major 1 with some good confidence underneath your belt, that knowing that you can throw this versus anyone in the series, then that can change everything of how that tournament potentially is going to go. So big map number 1 for Optic, and the same thing could be said for Carolina. You have yet to win this map with Exceed. Hopefully with that 1 rep that you have versus Minnesota, you're able to make those adjustments to come out swinging this time around.
All right, well, that's the setup. That's the breakdown. Let's get it going. It's the first time we'll see Optic Texas on Colossus. So a lot of focus to see, yep, are we going to get flexibility out of Hercules? He has been unbelievable in saving some of the Optic respawns, and with an SMG in hand, it's a good start here for Optic trying to play around with the spawns.
Yeah, already playing with the spawns because Shotzi goes for an instant flank route over towards yellow, so you're making it chaos in towards the P1. And at least for now, Optic have stabilized in towards the HP. Spawn still coming in split for the Ravens, so it's going to be an instant pinch here for Craze. He should find a freebie for the first kill, but Shotzi's still alive on 4 in a row.
He was hearing all that conversation through all the watch parties and the flank and all that stuff, saying, oh, you want to see me get up that KD leaderboard and the hard point? Here we are. 4-0 start, but does get shut down as the SMGs for Carolina eventually find their way over to contest. But now it's just down to, can they actually hold this next rotation? The wipe is good. Optic Texas spawning out, have to make the long route.
Yeah, taking their sweet time working through P3. It's going to fall into the hands of Lurk and Nero. Nero watching the deep angle, has the one-on-one versus Mercules, gets the information as well. There's another one close by, but can't hit the shots onto Shotzi. So it's now on Craze to take care of this player trying to influence the spawn. Shotzi's able to get the better of him, and there's pressure through the front, so Optic look for a clean break.
Yeah, and they're going to get it. That's also the spawns that will move. Exceed can't lock down the shots onto Hercules, who has swapped back over to the AR. So again, that flexibility continues to be a key focus for Optic. Shotzi in some trouble here. Surprise around the back as Nero's with the find elimination and block the spawns up. Hook up top and middle, though, at least allows some space for Dashy to stay alive on, but it's still a very hard-pressed hold, and Carolina will find the counter break.
Yeah, you just play really aggressive there if you are Optic. You were hoping that the back was going to be secure, but Shotzi just plays the timing and chooses the wrong time to turn. Carolina get that kill, eventually spawn teammates nearby. able to manage this P2 for a majority of that time, basically tying the game now off the rotation towards P3. You are going to have Optic here first, but Lurks and the rest of the Ravens flying through bottom tunnel. They win the rotation. Now they just got to hold.
Yeah, just brute force. Love the call. And now the Ravens have to try to fight up against Optic's quote-unquote favorite spawns going over to New, if they can hold for the next 40 seconds, that is. And working on a route is Lurks. Love the timing for this. Backs up, makes his way around, finds a kill in the kill feed onto Hook. Another one onto Dashy. That is a absolutely beautiful route from Lurks. Started off 0-4, now up to 6-5, and has flipped the spawn single-handedly.
Yeah, the timing on that was perfect, because when the chaos is going down, all of Optic's focusing on bottom tunnel, that's when it opens up that pinch avenue there for Lurks. Flip the spawns on its head and still soak them a majority of this time, but the final 15 looking like it's going to go in favor of the green wall. And now the race off the rotation over towards New. They already have players in a position because Ravens are fighting so hard for this old time. Now Optic are here contesting, and they instantly take away those spawns from them. So a misplay there from the Ravens to commit on that old time for so long.
Yeah, small miss. I think especially just watching who was going to step up and watch the pitch off spawn. Shotzzy gets 2, shut down though by Craze. Trying to find an opening, but he's completely overwhelmed as he gets turned and spun around by Hook. Merculus picking up the pinch up top at middle. Perfect setup here for Optic. What a response this has been. Not only punishing Carolina for hitting the old time, but also shutting down any early routes from the Ravens.
Yeah, now this is going to force Nero to hit a long route through that old time at P3. Try to get something done on the backside of Yellow. At least get your teammates an avenue of approach by taking down that kill from Mercules. But now you have P1. You have yet to been able to jump to the front side of this HP because Optic keep on funneling their way up through Statue. They take the lead, and this is looking like it's going to be a flawless P4.
Yeah, well, Craze gets a blessed spawn there around the back. I was about to say, these are all staggered 2v3 situations for the Ravens at least. Trying to make their way around those long routes, but Optic had put it a little bit too far up towards Statue on that route through mid. Craze is spawned up, and then Lurks is starting to really light things up. Now 4 in a row for him, 13 and 8. And the Ravens, with that scrap time, will have a 10-point lead going to our second set of hills.
Yeah, now they're set up here at the P1 with trophy systems at that. So make their hold a little bit easier, and especially when Lurks is hitting dirty pinches, you just can't read them unless you Exceed. Shuts him down on 7 in a row. Does not earn that Hellstorm, but the aggression right now for the Ravens is too much to handle for the green wall. Another clean 4 dead in the feed. And even though the spawns are scattered, Carolina are reading them.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job just finding isolation with some road players. Exceed the one now trying to play around the back as Optic are trying to get themselves back together here. 25 seconds left on P1, and they're fighting for New as we jump over and take a listen to the comms for Optic Texas.
Watch out their door. Watch out their door. Throwing out Sachi. I'm throwing out Sachi.
There's one more balcony, weak on time, half health on time. Their corner, he went their door, their door.
Go there, go there.
There's one in there.
Go back to P2.
Behind me.
In the back P2 then.
We're lobby.
Nice, get up.
I don't push through.
Really good.
Dead. No, low Sachi. Last guy.
Yeah, let's
Let's go. I'm gonna push out your front. I'm pushing out your front.
Okay.
Hellstorm.
I'm holding top mid.
I took a fight. I killed the kid shrieking.
Get out of this.
Another one. 2 there, top mid steps. 2 there, top mid steps. And we're missing one. 2
top mid, I got one.
I killed the kid shrieking. I spawned in the back.
One was top mid, one was top mid.
Yeah, they probably both hit.
Really got her, Chris.
Help time.
Backside time, Craze.
Go backside time. Front after that, front after that.
Dead. 2 front.
Yeah, 2 front. They know I'm close.
I got one.
Another one close front. Dead.
I'm blocking, we're good.
I'm holding your door. Found statue. Stop it.
Nice.
There's gonna be more statue.
They're back lobby. The guy's dead. He's going
our door. Our top mid.
Well, it's about as clean as it gets. Lots of space inside of a good small talk. Also surviving the Hellstorm. Optic right back to within 10 points. And now it's up to the Ravens to figure out if they're going to hit old or to set themselves up for New as we jump over to a Carolina. Listen in.
I'm color dead. I'm one bullet.
Outer dead. Okay. I don't have flank on.
What about through?
I don't think so. You could go top mid.
I'm holding your tail, guys.
I'm yellow.
Two yellow, I'm pretty sure.
I'm dead. Close on me, yellow.
I'm pitching. There's two back. I got three.
Gotcha, deep, got it.
Last one, bite him.
Timing got hit.
One shot time, guys. He's inner.
There's one behind. Tunnel.
Dashy's in tunnel.
Yellow.
Okay, he's weak.
One top mid. He's gonna go out tunnel. One top mid. He's gonna go out tunnel.
There should be two tunnel on either.
You could pinch.
He shallow tunnel.
Tyler dead.
Got Heady.
Timing close, Heady.
I'm going top mid.
I'm on top.
Top mid. No one back yellow. No one back yellow on me.
I have your help yellow. Time, Dashy, outer boat.
He's back yellow. Back yellow. I'd even him. Back yellow.
Time.
Back yellow. One shot. We should flip.
Yellow.
They spawn you. Go. Fast.
Yo, I got a trophy on you.
Heard you. They didn't pressure me.
I'm one shot. I need help. There's two at least.
Okay, and one's deep left.
Statue.
Solid stretch for both teams right there. Jay, what'd you take away?
I thought Optic's communication was on point when it comes down to the small talk. The energy wasn't really there for such an insane small map. And then the opposite side of the Ravens, all the small talk is there. You even heard Lurk saying, I don't have flag. Someone needs to be in a position to throw a trophy at my feet. So everyone is on point right now. They all sound in sync. But in this moment right now, Optic have been able to capitalize breaking through the front because Ravens found the right kills in the final 10 seconds of that old time to flip the spawns. But on the first attempt, Optic break, and now they're running away with this game.
Yeah, sure, feel that way, but Craze was able to earn himself a Hellstorm, which could be a huge tool as Carolina try to fight for this last 20 seconds. Up and over goes Craze, only able to find the first. Nero off the pinch, not a great angle at the hill, but able to find at least one before being shut down. So great here from Optic. They're going to hold on to the scrap time of that back 15 seconds. Ravens try to play for rotation to New. Exceed the one trying to zone off the exits, and will at least be able to shut down Mercules before the rotation's underway.
Yeah, he's got to hold down this position if you want to get yourself back into the mix. If you want good time at P1, you need Statue. And so ready, he finds the first kill, sets up Nair for the second. All the spawns for Optic over towards yellow side. Now it's just Crazy's job to just stay alive as long as he can and Exceed to value his life over towards Statue, but he falls. And now you got long routes developing for Shotzi.
Yeah, you sure do. Craze spamming things down, but the pinch from Shotzi is in. Lurks down low. Lots of damage comes through, but it's Nero who takes him out of the picture. Well, Nero, to be fair, did find a double. Now the help coming up top. That's going to work out nicely. Nero working for a streak. He's actually got another Hellstorm of his own, so Ravens are going to have two Hellstorms to play with here late into this game. As long as they can stop team killing, they should have the numbers try to rotate over to New as well.
Yeah, it's final 15 seconds, and that one player that's on this side of the map in Mercules wins a gunfight, secures this side of the map for his team, gets the close spawns, while the rest of the teammates are pressuring towards the old time. So still a 30-point lead for Optic Texas. Rotation in favor of Optic Texas. You're going to have to try to invest one of these Hellstorms early on because you need to get a break quickly.
Lurk's trying to find two. There's the Hellstorm from Nero. Jumping through, but Lurk loses his life. So now this Hellstorm needs to create at least some opening around the hill, and it will at least find Shotzi in the back. What happens to the spawns? The answer, nothing. Optic still spawning close. Although that little push up by Craze does force one player to spawn out, but it's not enough to change the tide on the hill itself. Nero trying to get quickly off this backside spawn, only able to find one, and now it's danger time as Optic still hold the hill.
Yeah, those close spawns there for Optic blessed them with another opportunity to hold on, and now they clean house with a clean 4 dead, only needing 10 seconds. Final push for Ravens through the front.
Yeah, Nero gonna drop. Lurks for the trade. Has to find more. Trophy systems all over the hard point, plus the cutoff from Huke. Wow, brilliant from Optic in that last set of hills. Doing a really nice job, honestly, from 3 to 4, and then back again from 1 to 2. Absolutely perfect. Survived through not one, but two real good Hellstorms. I don't know. That was pretty solid overall from Optic, I'd say, Jay. A couple of miscues, but largely speaking, pretty happy with what I saw.
Especially on the second half, man, the adjustments come in. When you get those trophy systems in your back pocket, we're winning rotations and we're setting up with trophy systems to help us out off of these stuns and A's. You were great at the P2. You chain it over towards the P3. And even in the final 10 seconds of that P3, when you lose the spawns for P4 on your first attempt to break right back on in, you get it done. So that's how you close out the game if you are Optic. And you have to be feeling now confident more than ever that you could potentially add Colossus to your map pool going into Major 1, because it wasn't clean in the beginning, but the finish was amazing. Everyone started to fire on all cylinders. It was Shotzi hitting his early routes, setting up the pinches. Hook started finding kills through that middle map. Dashy started holding down his power positions, and Big Merc is always going to do what Mercules does. Optic take map number 1 in a convincing fashion towards the ending of that game.
Yeah, really nice stuff overall. So that gets us into a really solid setup for this rest of this series. I think especially if you're an Optic fan, just knowing that you have not played Colossus much. Blackheart's been one of their hard set vetoes so far on this year. Talking about since we came back on January, of course. For the Ravens, that's felt like your best opportunity to possibly steal something away in the respawn, maybe specifically in the hard point, as they had a handful of reps there. No wins, though. 0-3, now 0-4 for the Ravens. So still need to kind of figure things out. But again, I kind of look at the comms, the listeners for both the two teams, all in all, pretty happy with what we were able to hear. And outside of just a couple of moments when the Ravens got stuck kind of playing into 2v4s, this weird spawn situations that they just didn't really wait for each other, I thought they played the map all right as well.
Yeah, I just think the one thing that Carolina needs to fix going into Major 1 is just how they are setting up breaks, because once their first push gets shut down, it's like they default everybody through the front. And versus a pro team, you're most likely going to get mowed down in those scenarios. So you got to take a deep breath. Someone's got to develop on a long route. You got to have more impact out of those hellstorms, because it's not only once, but 2 times at the P2 you invested and you get nothing done there. So there's just little things that you're going to have to fix going forward if you are Carolina in your hardpoint game, but your breaking percentage, setting up as a team on how we properly needed to do it is what they need to work on if they want to increase their success rate in hardpoint, in my opinion.
Yeah, and maybe just overall kind of taking a look at, are we actually going to commit to try to hit on old time where there's only 18 seconds left? I think there was a couple times that you and I both commented on the fact that, like, this is a bit of an overinvestment to go for scrap time, and you're losing out on rotation to what, to be fair, is neutral hard points. Again, hitting 2 old, not getting a 3 in time. You know, we've seen teams do that and get away with it. Not necessarily the case here. So that's where you kind of feel the difference in the score by the end of it, I would say. But now we take a look at the search and destroy. For the Ravens, hey, it's been pretty solid overall since bringing Exceed into the picture. To be fair, they have not necessarily played a lot of Scars since back in December, but overall, they're still ranking really nicely, and the same can be said for Optic. Really just saved their most recent affair where they played on Scar versus Thieves. They got absolutely smoked.
Yeah, both teams have figured it out, search and destroy, pretty early on. For Carolina, it's been the difference maker of Exceed coming in with that boomstick, allowing the SMGs to be playmakers on the map, not forcing them to be a shell of themselves or be uncomfortable in a position that they don't like to play. No, he's allowing them all to go where you want, and I'm going to hold down the opposite side. Just giving them that freedom allows them to know, like, we can play with the confidence. We don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. And then on the opposite side for Optic, they've been great in search and destroy. But the last time we saw them on this map, it wasn't so great. Versus LAT on a map like Scar, where usually you're going to win that fight on that map based off of your first bloods. You lose that category 5-2. But then you go on the defensive side, where you're usually one of the teams that are the best on the defensive side, and you couldn't win a single one. You weren't finding that opening kill. You weren't successful on your retakes. You were just getting picked apart on a map like Scar. So you cannot have that be the case today. You need to be able to hold your ground on your defensive side. Don't allow them to get free bomb plants today, because B is basically uncontested.
Yeah, absolutely the case. I mean, we talk a lot about just the dynamic between both of these two bomb sites and how one feels a little bit easier to approach than the other. We also talked a lot about this. We saw it really become an instance lately in the Challenger space. Yeah, it's not just in the CDL, but also in the Challenger space. Like, getting a defensive first blood of this map essentially guarantees you a round. It is so hard to approach the bomb sites in an odd man situation if you're on the attack. So there's a lot of focus there. Who's got their set nades going? Are we going to see the impact of Exceed Sniper? Are we going to try to default to trying to play that scope versus scope, or, you know, what exactly will be the style here? Because again, most recently watching Optic play LA, they were kind of losing out in that first blood department pretty heavily and never really getting a chance to play out their play, like their playbook. So tough to see that. I think is very characteristic, because they had been really storming through just about everybody in search and destroy leading up to that match versus the Thieves.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that Kenny was on that lineup versus the Thieves, man, because he was always in a position to just play the trade. If you got the first blood, he was instantly striking for that second kill, always in a position to just keep his teammates alive. It just forced Optic to be uncomfortable. Playmakers could not isolate gunfights because it was a 2v1 every single time that you go for one of those fights. So if you're Optic, just got to completely forget about what happened versus Thieves. Actually, don't forget about it. Use that as energy.
No, you got to use it.
Make those adjustments to come out here and be more prepared, because Exceed's boomstick is going to have an impact. And if he's finding successful kills in that first blood category, you know the SMGs are going to be the aggressors to even make up on those numbers or capitalize off of those first bloods. So you got to shut down both sides of the field.
Lots of stuff to consider, and for those that are trying to create power rankings, good luck. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. I was trying to formulate mine earlier today, and I had a tough time trying to determine what was going to be my number one in power rankings right now, because all of the teams that were at the top of our leaderboard leading up to last weekend had faced some pretty bad losses. Optics lost to Thieves, of course, that one stands out in our minds, but Vegas loses to G2. No one saw that coming, and of course, Carolina was able to supersede Toronto. And not to mention, how about Paris? we're not going to see them today, but they lost one to Falcons. So there is some, I think, realistic expectations that what you see in the standings here very well maybe your power rankings. Are Riyadh the best team in the game right now? Very well may be, man. I mean, this is the tightest our standings have been at the beginning of a season, maybe ever in the CDL.
Oh yeah, without question, man. And Paris do play today. I'm pretty sure they play Koi in the next matchup coming up. So that's a battle between top 4. So that one's going to be a very fun one to watch. But we still got to get through this one. I know all of the Green Wall fans were a little bit worried with the display that Optic Texas showed versus LAT. But on the map that you have yet to play on the season, you come out, throw it in that opening one for the map one here. You were able to walk away with it with pretty much ease, winning by almost 80. Now looking for the adjustments on the Scar, Search, and Destroy. And something that's really scary, too, about playing such a young Carolina roster is that they're not afraid to make plays. Like, it's not the common thing. All right, you have them one shot, you're expecting them to stay tough. No, we're going for an ego chow. Those things can catch you off guard. So just got to continue to play with that confidence if you're Carolina, even after a slow map 1.
I mean, how much did we say that watching Craze and Challengers that he would, in Search and Destroy in particular over the last 2 years, do things that you just would not expect? On the other side of that, though, talking about just enabling those SMGs to kind of do what they want, yeah, the tempo that we've seen be established by this Ravens roster with the addition of Exceed has been very noted. And I think there's always like this stuff about, Exceed overall, kind of coming into his revenge tour now after being, really discredited a ton. He has, I think, been one of the more consistent players through and through. And I understand that his time in the league has been met with a lot of, well, maybe not exactly shining results, but let's be candid. He goes down to Challengers and he pops off. So maybe it is one of those conversations surrounding Exceed that he just continues to find himself on rosters that are just not well formulated. And that's been a case of a lot of different players that have come in and out of the Challenger space. And right now, at least, he's been a very big catalyst for this Carolina success.
Yeah, and I feel like the reason of that is because of how much experience he has in Challengers. You have been around this type of play style for the last couple of years. You know these guys play with a little bit of heads cut off, but if you kill their confidence, they're not the player that got them in that position. So you need to allow these guys to fly. And joining the Ravens, well, obviously it's a bird. They've been flying ever since then, ever since he enters the lineup, man. Just allowing these guys to be loose, be that veteran, but with that mindset of still the young cat. I love it. I love that formula right now for Carolina.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. So we'll see if they can kind of continue on that trend, because I will say, looking at the overall series layout, they're probably going to need it. I mean, their overload has not been poor. That much you did mention, of course. But the thing about it is you have a chance to control your own narrative here if you're the Ravens after starting 0-2. Again, you were able to find 2 nice wins versus Miami and G2, but it's the win versus Toronto that I think really stood out to everyone out there. Looking at these guys like, whoa, hold on a second. And to be fair, they did survive through a Search and Destroy that went round 11 on Den, so not that they're strangers to icing up at all, but that was a key kind of formula towards them getting through that series. Now you look at Optic. That's, of course, a huge matchup in the scheme of, are you actually a roster that can compete at the major and possibly compete for a Sunday? But then you also have the Thieves, who knows what we're going to get. I mean, are we going to see Kenny playing at an all-star level like he did last week consistently? I think the general consensus is that there's some doubt surrounding that, but hey, from what we saw last week, that it really improves this Thieves team, who are largely running 3 ARs throughout the entirety of that series.
Yeah, I feel like Thieves figured out their recipe as a collective unit, not specifically just Kenny. Kenny played lights out, but just the system that they needed to have in play to be consistent in this game with so much all-star power. It's tough when everybody wants to shine, but you can't do that with that kind of lineup. Someone has to take turns, and at least everybody played their part in that series versus Optic. So that's something that you have to focus on after you get through this one. If you are Carolina so far in the season, 1-4 map 1s, you're not used to winning map 1. So let's just start it at map 2.
That's fair enough. Well, everyone's starting to get locked back in. All of our hesitations and pauses look like they are about to be resolved. And yes, we're jumping on in. Scar, Search, and Destroy for map number 2. It's going to be Optic on the opening attack. And we will be trying to see some sort of a feel out here over towards B field. Merculus is going to watch for a rotation through mid and actually finds first blood in the Nero top tower.
Yeah, and they gained all that information that the Ravens are getting aggressive up through plane. So you could try to take more space away at A, but Ravens are already in the position here to contest it. Mercules is going to be spotted, but still the man advantage. No need to force a one-on-one. Still work the clock over towards A.
Exceed's going to be up top on the corner. Nice shots, has Dashy down. 3v3. And keep your eye on Craze. He has snuck back over to the mid crash site. And if he is able to find any sort of information from either Lurks or Exceed, he may pounce on it. But has to keep his head in the swivel for now. Optic are trying to reframe their approach, looking over towards Deli and Craze. In the exact moment that Merciless was looking to challenge, slides over and gives away his position, giving the middle of the map to Optic.
Yeah, but you don't want to give Optic this B bomb site, so he tries to rotate back over towards green and just gets caught. And now Optic with 25 seconds to get the B bomb plant for free. And this retake becomes a whole lot more difficult. Lurks needs to get in a position to spot the exit, doesn't see anyone, and now you're looking for Ghost.
I was going to say, maybe does he try to hop for a Ninja? No one's checked yet. But instead, Lurks is playing for the kill. Timing here could be good. Pops up and finds a couple of shots into Hook, but cannot finish the kill. And in that moment, Hook finds a perfect reach out. Exceed gets one over the top of the plane, but nothing more. And yeah, that's just one of those moments that I think Carolina are making the call like, ooh, they're going to come over to A, commit over to the Deli. Oh, never mind. Like, it's just really bad timing on that cross for Craze.
Yeah, they just didn't have any information on that side of the map. When Craze crosses his way in towards Deli, because initially they start the round by showing pressure over towards plane. But then when Mercules finds that first blood, you're forced to rotation. He gains that info as well that they have already rotated because they were contesting him at Deli. And then just taking your time in a 3v3. Catch the player on the cross, and just simply off that kill, you know, no one is at this B site. Let's get it down, play our post plant. Easy round there for Optic on a slow and steady approach.
See what the response is going to be here for the Ravens. Exceed going to have the sniper rifle out to start. And take it over to Motel Steps. Nade onto Dash, he tags. The flak keeps him safe, though. Meanwhile, Optic, they've got Hook as a pivot man in the middle of the map and a double flank on the way. Very delayed. And honestly, Lurks is only in a position to see it once it gets to blue. So this is going to be a little bit of a surprise hit for Optic's defensive retake.
Yeah, and the longer you wait to plant this, the quicker of a retake this is going to be for Optic, because they have you trapped between a rock and a hard place at Motel area. Shots, he's able to strike for the first blood. The trade does come in. So you can work your way back on out there if you're the Rays. I thought Shotsy had a partner in crime, but no, it's a 3 on the opposite side.
Yeah, I think that was Mercules who comes right back through mid-deli to help out from the front. So the opening trade does have the Ravens providing an exit and a look at the B site. Nero trying to watch the cross with the scope. Craze going to get to work on planning. Lurks the one trying to keep him safe from that window peek and is successful in that 3v3 post plant setup now for the Ravens.
And all of Optic trying to work through mid-cut. You know that Exceed has a sniper, but Nero's going to be able to call out this cross through mid-connector. So he at least spots one, gives the information, but he's going to be overwhelmed on the pinch.
Oh, he does well to get the first. Caught on the reload. Oh, he is perfect and is able to shut down on the dash. Oh, what a shot from Nero. Swapping back over to the scope. An insane 1v3.
Usually do not see Dashy lose those gunfights with the Jagger in hand. But somehow, some way, Nero is able to re-snap for that second gunfight. Mercules is caught off guard, thinking that he's one shot and doesn't have a sniper, and just walks right into the pre-aim. What a play there from Nero. But this second one, Dashy is one of the all-time best pistol players I've ever seen. And he usually doesn't lose those fights, but when you lose that, even Mercules was caught off guard. And then he gets the better end of that sniper bullet at the end. Nero finds 3 to tie the game.
Sheesh, okay. Little wake-up call here in the beginning of map number 2. Exceed sniping, connects onto Dashy for first blood. Defense now with the numbers. And the bomb is also down as Optic are at least able to trade things back to a 3v3. And wait, hold on. We have not seen much of this. Shotzzy and Hook already up top, trying to play around the back timing, though. Nero, it's just too snappy. Hook looking for the trade, but maybe have missed his window and he'll back away.
Yeah, 2v4. The Nuke's just trying to make a play. Is going to spot out one, try to get out of dodge, but instantly traded there from Nero. Now in a 1v2. Bomb's going to be down all the way at Motel. And Mercules is just playing for a spot, but Nero has the angle. And the Ravens quickly, 2 rounds in a row.
It's another 3 for Nero, I believe. I think he's on 6. Looking close to a possible cruise, and he is taking over right now. Huge stretch of rounds in a row right here for Carolina. So has he been able to earn it? Is it going to be tight to it? Or are you going to try to play for it if it's not there? Lots of questions, because if you can get yourself this Hellstorm, it very well may lead to a runaway map number 2 for you.
Yeah, guaranteed round, especially in a map like Scar. So you get the bomb plan down for free on the attack, or you can stop the bomb plan at whatever side that you want, because both are going to be outside. But 6 in a row still for Nero. Trophy is going to be in the back pocket. And Optic this time aren't going to take any space over towards plane. They're stacking around Deli.
Yeah, but they're looking for maybe a possible quick pinch. Shotzi working with Hook right through mid. If there's enough of a call that there's a heavy commitment to the front, there could be an opportunity to overwhelm around the back, but instead it's just going to be a slow and steady approach. Shotzi trying to find a little bit of a poke out from that mid-deli position, but not able to find too much. Nero is quick on this corner. Does he have help to try to see if there's anyone here? No, he's just going to hold it, see if they can kind of bait the defense into peeking.
Yeah, they back down Shotzi now in towards Deli, though. Now Craze puts himself in a position to look for this kill. A nade is going to blow up right at the feet. Nero strikes for kill number 2, looking for kill number 8 in a row. And he instantly is going to fall. Now you rush that bomb plant to 2v2.
Yeah, but Exceed has the exit, so Who can't get away. Will back away and keep his life, but there's space for Mercules to work with around the back here. Lurks, if he commits to planning, he's going to be caught off guard by Mercules, who now has information, I believe, onto both. Sees Exceed jumping out, trying to find the freebie. Able to get the gunny up for it, but low on health. Try to find the trade as Lurks. Not able to
17.
fully commit it for initially. Mercules is dancing with them. 5 seconds. It's just a huge race. Can he get around the corner? Oh, just a little bit too far from the slash of the knife. And the Carolina Royal Ravens keep it going.
And they just keep on picking them apart. Back down Shotzi in towards Deli. Find the first blood. Nero instantly finds the second. And even though it does turn into a 2v1 at the end, Mercules only needed 4 seconds to secure this round. Lurks was just chasing him. Was trying to not let him get away. He was knocked down to 17 HP, and in the final moments, you're able to predict right that he rotated in towards Deli. And out of dodge of the knife. Allows Carolina to add another one to the board. Optic so far on the defensive side, haven't figured it out still.
No, not quite. This time Carolina going to play aggressively through plane. Opening first blood for Craze. Looking for more. Has Mercules low, but there's enough help to at least keep the trade alive. Early 3v3. Dashy's moved quickly. Can delete this trophy if he sees fit to, but instead is going to take the space away. Has Exceed caught, but
he's trapped.
Not enough of an angle to find the kill. So now Dashy has to try to get back to safety. He's unable to do so.
Yeah, it's just once you take those shots, that's a commitment that you have to find that kill, or you're going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Instantly falls, and now it's all up to the nuke in a 1v2 information game for the Ravens, but Exceed just gives them a free kill. Now Lurks in another 1v1.
Oh, and the shots are perfect from Hook. I was about to say, I don't know if it's necessarily giving away a freebie as much as it's Hook just absolutely lasering that first kill. And then down the railing of the steps, able to lock things up just in time because he was stunned, hit, and still pretty weak. But Lurks just cannot quite find the final shots, and Hook gives a lifeline here to Optic. But yeah, these shots are laser beams out of Hook.
Yeah, you're not expecting that reach out if you are Exceed. So he catches you off guard with the re-peek, and then the second gunfight onto Lurks. Just first couple of shots connect for the nuke. And it's just an easy cleanup kill. A much needed round there for Optic to stop the bleeding. As they go down 3-2. Back on the defensive side there go, where Dashy still hasn't found a kill, but he's the one gaining information at this A side, and everyone keeps falling. So just got to keep on stalling out the game clock.
Yeah, trust the process, trust the setup here, I believe, if you're Zashi. Carolina going to take a more normal approach here with 3 players over towards A. Semtex up top, a little bit too deep, I believe. Doesn't quite get a connection on Dashy, who was trying to defend. So Carolina will pull back to their spawn and see if they can kind of pull out some of the Optic utility as, yeah, they're already looking to try to recontest the A site quickly.
Yeah, but Optic are instantly going to be here to just not allow that to happen. They're going to strike for the first blood. You show that face, and now you instantly take them all down. A 1v4, make it a 1v0. Optic with the slow and steady approach. All right, they're not working plane. They're not working mid. They have to be sletting up a slow push over towards this A site. So you just catch them off guard with all 4 players at once, turning that corner, and not a single player falling. So 4 up, 4 down. Very clean round there from the green wall to tie the game.
Yeah, and a very weird call from Carolina. It looked like they were pulling back completely to see if they could bait Optic into trying to force a retake onto A. They almost got exactly what you thought that they wanted, but not able to put themselves in positions to stop it. So huge turn of events here since the 1v2 from Hook. The follow-up there from Optic gets us to a tie game, and Hook's on 4 in a row now. So it definitely changes the dynamic of this search. Dashy, Merc going to go up top. Hook down low, has an extra AR. Keep that in the back of your mind in terms of how this approach is going to look, let alone what this post plant may look like.
Oh, gets information on the first. Knocked down to 49 HP, able to get on out. But look at what it's doing. It's drawing the attention for the Ravens on this side of the map, and Shotzi's going to break him on the pinch.
It's all about the timing. Dashy will fall. Nero, tag down low, will drop. Hook in some trouble, and that's a really good idea from Carolina. Just push everything out from the front and leave the last players behind you. And that last player is Hercules, but he's able to beam for one. Does he get the reset on his health pool? No, not quite. The reach out up top works out, and Carolina put together a nice response.
Yeah, I love the confidence out of Carolina, but these forcing one-on-one gunfights when we have the man advantage, that's how you let S&D start to get away from you. Thankfully, Craze was in a position to get that trade on to Hercules while he was still weak. But you take the advantage again if you are the Ravens. Like you said, you're able to read the play call from Shotzi because you find that first blood over towards Motel. Shotzi finds the second. Instead of committing to rotate back towards green, you push on through. You win a majority of those fights to be up 4-3 now.
Can you follow it up? Put yourself on to game point. Optic's defense could have just essentially set up a square defense right through the middle of the map and kind of get to work, showing that same level, a little bit of pressure early through mid. Shotzi's looking for timing, but that shoulder is enough to say, nope, not so fast. I'll back up and just stay safe.
And that should tell you now, if you're the Ravens, that no one is probably working this pinch area because Shotzi is their playmaker. So if you spot him in towards Deli, we can try to work this objective. Lurks has yet to give up anything on this pinch. You also spot out one on top steps. You get in for another one on train. So that's 3 players accounted for, and we're rotating.
Well, looking to find the isolation here at mid. Lots of damage in from Nero, and he's able to find the final shot to get first blood onto Shotzi late in this round. Exceed takes down another. But now Hook stepping up. Tries to take the chow and nearly shuts down Nero. But now it's just on to Hercules. 1v3, 30 seconds, and Nero, well, he won't even need to worry about planting the bomb. Shots over towards B field are good, and Carolina get to map point.
Yeah, they just keep on gaining the information versus Optic on the defensive look. Like, once you're slowing down the approach on your attacks, because it's very difficult to get that bomb down at A when it's still 4 players alive. So just taking your time sometimes can work for you or come back to bite you. But right now it's working because you gain early info that Shotzi's down pinching in towards Deli. So you spot out 1. A stun connects onto the guy top Motel, that's 2. Then you spot out Hook on mid-train, so that's 3 players accounted for. And instead of rushing that bomb plan, all right, they're all sitting mid. Let's just rotate over towards mid. You find the first blood, you instantly find the second kill, and then a 1v3 from Hercules, you stand no chance. Defenses continue to be a struggle. Optic only have found 1 so far in this map, but now Ravens at game point.
Passive setup here for Optic's offense. Stun check for Carolina reveals Dashy's position on the staircase, and that will allow Lurks to continue this belly crawl to the corner. That will really establish a lot of defensive pressure onto the A site. Nero getting a couple of tags to the wall. Gives up top blue. Rotation for Exceed to help just in case. Good smoke over the top is going to cause some distraction here for the Ravens to have to worry about. But meanwhile, as it starts to embellish that site, you do isolate onto A. Hercules, do you expect Craze to be playing in this position? Apparently not. Hook will drop, that's your bomb carrier, and now Merc has to try to play his life or find the kill, and he will do the latter of the two.
Yeah, but he finds that kill after Craze finds his second, so it's going to be a 2v2. Bomb going to be down over towards Motel, and both teams on complete opposite sides of the map. Exceed just holding down the cross. Looking for any ounce of information while Satsi is getting aggressive in towards green. Right into the pre-aim you go. 1v2 from Hercules.
Hats try to force something. Will once again hit the wall jump up top, but Carolina have played this well. They have completely split themselves to at least allow an opportunity to not be doubled up, and the final kill is tallied. Carolina, behind some insane rounds from Nero, are able to find an advantage late in the search and keep it and get a series tied 1 apiece.
Yeah, they just outclassed them again on the search and destroy. It seems like Scar, S&D right now for Optic hasn't treated them well. It seems like they're always uncomfortable on the map, and you can tell right there in that final round, because even though Lurks takes so much space over towards top Motel, first of all, he's not supposed to peek unless your teammate gives you a contact, because he would have had a free first blood, but you gift up the free first blood, Craze makes up for it, and then somehow, some way is able to manage a second kill after that. And then time is just ticking away. It's like Optic are trying to develop a strategy off of the SMGs potentially creating the opening, but on a map like Scar, it's very difficult to find openings in general. So when he's not finding success, you're wasting so much time, you're forced to commit on one side of the map, and it's right into the hands of what Ravens want you to do. Need to put some more work in. Here on the Scar Search and Destroy, but Ravens look clean, polished, and ready to rock on the S&D, just like we expected them to. Tie the series up at 1 now.
Yeah, it almost feels, and I'll kind of take your opinion here before we get into the Scar overload. You know, do you think it's just a little trying to do too much if you're Optic? Like a lot of first bloods from Shotzzy trying to play a little bit too aggressive, or first deaths, I should say, trying to be played too aggressive on their defense in particular. Is that just too cute for you? Do you want to see them be a little bit more normal, orthodoxical towards just playing more measured instead of trying to play so aggressive, or what?
Yeah, because Scar is like, if you give up that first blood, you're most likely going to cost your team the round. So being the aggressor in towards Deli, it works out when you gain that information. But when they trap you and you give up that first kill, you're basically chalking your team up. So Shotzzy's definitely got some work to do, but the team in general has to figure that map out.
All right, well, that's the breakdown of map number 2. We'll come back to Overload, a mode that has been a key success point towards Carolina's recent story with Exceed in the mix. 3 straight wins there, whereas Optic are on 3 straight losses. Can they break the streak? For either of these two teams, we'll find out. It's Overload when we come back.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup in Riyadh this summer. Scan the QR code to be notified when tickets go live later this month. Start the season strong with the 2026 Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator by scanning the QR code on screen or check it out in the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Bomb gets planted. So now Awaken needs to go quickly. Shots to Arcides, decent. Down low, finds one more to the 1v1, but if you're Arcides, you just run away. Is there time to collect and plant? No, I don't know if he got it in time.
I think he's got it. I think he's got it.
It's close, Jay. It's close, Jay. He gets it with 0.1 of the clock to the 1v1 now.
Oh my. Working through dirt is going to be Arcides. Both players completely wrapping each other, not being spotted, but time is ticking.
Awakening wins this gunfight. Prod and Notorious are your champs. Timing is going to be everything. 23 seconds on the clock. Awakening has put himself in a corner. Arcides following behind. Here's the gunfight, and it's Awakening for the ace and the win. Oh, wow. I mean, I know Ant is gassed right now. He's like, Giga, get it in the league mode. But wow, he has been in takeover mode. Project Notorious, your champions coming out of the winner bracket from Challengers Elite Stage 1. The European side, Clutch Rain, doing their job too, locking things up in Europe. Both teams looking really solid. And Jay, we had the conversation at the end of the night last night talking about this matchup where, you know, are we going to get a team that comes out kind of like your old Texas Nations, your Westers, your NYSL Academies, your Amoeba Bobs that can just dominate online and then also do it on land? We're going to find out because both these two teams are looking nice.
Oh yeah, Clutch Rain, Brezzy, and Linz, they were unbelievable. Actually, when I watched Brezzy in that final, he was like the best player, like without question, man. He does it with the SMG, the AR. He needs to get another shot because that guy is Mr. Consistent there on the EU side. And then Awakening and Geo, they were without question my MVPs for the NA side. Because Awakening, I don't know why this guy isn't in the league to start off the season, but just watching him in challenges, you can clearly tell there's a difference in skill because that guy's a monster down there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's really just, it's so much talent loaded in challenges.
It
right
is,
now.
bro.
I mean, we
It's gonna
had
be a lot of roster
group
changes.
stage. Yes, sir. Tight playoffs. And again, who knows what's going to happen on land, but we have a lot of global representation coming to Texas, and we're pumped about that. Let's take a look, though, about, again, who to take a look at for the overload, because these are your golden boots, those that had the most overall scores so far. Exceed, that's in 2 games, has scored 7 times. Insane stuff out of him, but Carolina's overall offense actually has been really, really potent, because Lurks also finds himself in the top 5. Vegas has really turned a leaf on their mode in overload as well, after what was, a pretty solid start, I guess, here and there. Like, they had a really big win versus Paris, but they had the monster win versus Cloud9, which helps out Abuza and Draz's totals there.
Yeah, and a bunch of these guys on your screen are going to be AR players. Usually in overload, those are the guys that are going to get those objectives scored on in, because SMGs are clearing out lanes. So big shout out to Lurks to just be alongside those guys. That tells you that Carolina are pretty good at this mode. The number 1 guy, the number 4 guy in the objective score. And when you're finding those objective scores, that means you're most likely finding it also in the sling. So you got a big broth here if you want to take down Optic, because Optic recently 0-3 in the last couple of overloads. They tried every single map. They're just not in sync, and you got to start off on the right foot here.
Oh, Hook finds an aggressive route through Motel. Dashi follows with the kill onto Craze. That's 3 down, so an opportunity to possibly grab, but they don't expect that. Lurks is playing in mid, and his double stops the play in its tracks. Hook in a position to play his life behind enemy lines, though, and that's going to make a bit of a mess of the Carolina setups as they try to attack in their own right.
Yeah, you got to look for Hook, and on the opposite side, you got to look for Lurks. Thankfully, Dashi's instantly able to find that trade, but the reset comes in. Now you are scattered if you're the noob, because players are supposed to be responding, right? He hasn't been able to spot anyone on the backside of blue, and the one time you do, you lose a gunfight and 3 go down. So Shotzi on the defense.
Well, in some trouble, has found himself 1 elimination, and more importantly, keeps his life. Nades over to Motel, giving Shots a little bit more space to breathe, but he will be taken down. Now Carolina trying to get this over the finish line. Hook trying to track down Exceed, who finds one before falling. Now the rotation back over to the point. Here comes the EMP, and Nero's able to find the kill to find the first score of the game.
So it's time of possession being dominated for the Ravens. I feel like every time I've watched Optic Texas in this mode, they're always on the defense, just fighting out of their base, and 3 go down again. Craze knows the last player is back here. Let me just set up the trade, and that's quickly going to be scored number 2 on the boards for the Ravens. Optic now with the spawns over towards Motel, have an opportunity to stabilize. With 3 going down, you just got to clear out the spawn to get past this young man who isn't going to make it easy.
No, and the prediction on the Hook is perfect. So now Nero can get to work trying to repossess the EMP. Merculus is out of there, just barely, though. Followed up, Lurks. What a start he's been on. 10-3 as he's shut down, but sets up Craze and Nero. And here we go. Quick tempo once more. Player up top at tower, though, is Dashi. Holding the defense alive for now, but nade stuns all land. Merculus trying to get around the corner. EMP is up in the arms of Exceed, but he's got to take a moment of pause if he can, as Carolina gets pushed back.
Yeah, if Merculus doesn't win that gunfight, that's quickly another one added to the tally there for the Ravens. Finally, an opportunity now for Optic. EMP in your possession over towards plain side. You just got to slay your way out through the middle of the map, check your corners, and you do if you are Dashi. So that's already 2 dead, 3 dead. Everybody coming off the respawns besides 1, and the 1 player takes down your EMP carrier. Plus some. Exceed having another clutch moment in overload.
Yeah, and you also had Ravens off spawn knowing that Dashi was playing behind. So that eliminates the forward threat. Shotzi dealt with that mid. Merculus looking for an angle around the back. We'll get to the rooftops, but again, a couple of players are going to fall. The patience from Exceed is exquisite. And now once again, it's possession time for Carolina, but Shotzi, Dashi find a couple eliminations, and Ravens have to just wait for help.
Yeah, you're more than happy to play like this, though, if you are Ravens, because you are dominating the time of possession. Optic are consistently playing on the defense, looking for gold line stops. Have no breathing room to work out of their base, because once you turn this corner around, you get this trade, and there's another one right above you, but that's where Mercules comes to life. So 2 players get shut down. Optic in possession of the EMP.
Yeah, but they've got no help at the moment, and they're also still working back some mid-map control. Pook able to assist a pretty good measure in that. Wow, big shot from Shotzi. Keeps him not just alive, but also keeps the possession of that top field in the name of Optic. But Carolina continue to find even trades, not allowing Optic to even come close to getting anything that resembles a setup. So now Shotzi's got to do it all himself. Maybe would have had 2 if he still had the ammunition, but he drops, and Carolina now will have to kill off about another minute and 10, and they'll find themselves ahead here in this half.
100%, because Optic is still trying to fight out of their spawn. All the power positions, all the map control in favor of the Ravens. Everyone stacking over towards Plainside, but the reset does come in. So you have Mercury's clearing out the lane. You just got to go forward, and the bomb carrier is just going back and forth. You gave Ravens an opportunity to shut you down now.
Yep, and the kill does come through. Lurks, again, just dominating so far this half. 19 and 7. Will get to work, picking up the EMP. Craze left alone at mid has found another elimination, leaving Optic to have to play from behind the zone defensively. Craze looking for a separate route. Oh, what a shot! What a set of shots from Craze! That quite get the third. Oh! Gets it done at range. You still have one more defender in place. Craze wants to find the kill, doesn't need to. Nero for the score. 22 seconds left on the clock.
They are getting world starred, brother. Craze from the back lines up a 3-piece. Final one with the Jagger. Now final 15 seconds. You got 2 kills that go your way. You're looking to potentially add 1 at least on the round. And it all starts by taking down these players towards the middle of the map. 2 dead, everyone off the respawns, all the Ravens ironing up.
Have they missed? No. Have they missed Shotzi? Move around the back. They know he's back here somewhere. Couldn't quite find him, though. Shotzi gets the first. EMP carrier still staying alive. Lurks in trouble. Uh-oh. A little bit of a dance right now coming through. Craze trying to find the EMP. Not going to happen. It's up to Exceed. They're able to find one. Gets the second, but no. Cannot get the third, I don't believe, before the score comes through. So Optic able to get on the board, I believe, before the half comes to a full conclusion.
Yeah, that's going to be 3-1. A much-needed score. Therefore, the green wall. Because it was looking grim again. This mode right now isn't treating them well, and that's because they keep on losing track of players, allowing these pinches to develop, and every single time Ravens find themselves in that position, they are making the most of it, outslaying the green wall to bits currently. And with Lurks having that start, everyone else just picking up where he left off, clutch kill after clutch kill. You're going into the half up by 2. Don't know if anyone was able to pick up a Hellstorm, but to look at this again, Dashy's 1 shot, and then the commitment with the pistol like it was a machine gun. For Ravens up 2 at the half.
Faster firing rate on that single tap than the Dravik. Lurks up and over, able to find first point. Nero already responds, and you've already got an upper hole here. Look how far forward Craze and Nero have gotten. Trying to flip the EMP around the back to set up a score, but not going to happen. Optic respond defensively.
And now all the Ravens spawn over towards Plainside. So you're thinking that this is going to be a freebie for this 1v1, but they're already going to be here pressuring you. Craze finds a double. Dashy on the pinch. He's completely out of the play. This is another score.
Yep, sure looks that way, unless Shotzi can find elimination, but no, not the case. Optic in some big trouble. Need to find a way to reframe things up and get themselves going as we take a listen into Optic Texas.
On ball, guys. Come on, guys, white wall on us.
He's right. He's going for bar now.
Done. We gotta wrap these guys in ours.
We just ate the left. Okay.
Guys, on me left. Yeah, on the left, Lurk.
Punch up. One more punch up.
Yo, Lurk's is top wood steps. Top wood steps. He's going top dark. Top dark.
Top end, somewhere.
Top end. Another one top, I think.
Ollie getting pinched.
Top exceed. He's super weak top.
Top. Shoot. Nice. Another one top. Another one top.
Refind me. He's still low. He's top. Nice. Good ball. I'm gonna go left here. He's back. What's yours on me? What's yours? They're shot.
In shop. Dead.
Top wood. Top wood, Reek. I need help.
I'm trying to help, bro.
Down me. I'm a bullet.
Dude, low as well. Low and top.
Top weak.
Working done. Low exceed.
There's 2 on me. Exceeds a bullet. And one guy's just pushing through.
One's RCP1 as well.
Dude, Sat's weak.
RCP1 got
ball. Another one ball. Ball in our Sat somewhere.
One could be our white wall.
He's bottom blue.
Keeping Sat. Bottom blue. Done.
He's dropping exceed. He's on a search.
Pushing up on the right.
Top wood and first ball.
Well, Jay, I'll let you take this here. I'm not the former pro player, but the comms feel a little one-dimensional, a little kill-hungry. Just he's here, he's there. I didn't really feel like we're quarterbacking many plays right now.
Yeah, I don't understand that communication from Optic. First of all, they sound dead. Second of all, it sounds like they don't know what's going on. The only thing that they're calling out right now is players' positioning to where they're dying from. You're not setting up anything as a team to take some space away. You even Hook say potentially someone on the pinch. It means we're losing track of players. Everything is just out of sync right now for Optic in this mode. And you can just tell another 3 go down in the feed. They don't have EMP control. They are fighting out of their base, always on the back foot. Optic are just not comfortable.
Yeah, Carolina just sitting and anchoring around this EMP, but an opportunity here, 3 down. could possibly get a score. Exceed's the only one in place to stop this. EMP on the ground. Who's picking it up and trying to score on this?
Who is?
Dashy will fall behind this. I mean, you had Dashy playing from Motel Steps, thought he was going to be able to run forward and grab it and score behind the body block from Hook, but not the case. So now we're down to 2 minutes to play. Trades are starting to surface for the Carolina Royal Ravens. Shotzzy maybe a chance to open up some space, but the EMP is already reset.
Yeah, and you have no map control to go with it. Ravens are more than happy to park the bus, just sit in their spawn, whip out an extra AR, and just play keep away, because look at the route being developed on the side of Craze. All right, nobody's contesting me. I'll play for a spawner. I know you guys are going to take your sweet time on that approach, so my teammates are most likely going to ice up. Unfortunately, now they lose 2 gunfights, so potentially an opportunity here for Optic. You just got to get over to the score, and the nuke is able to put it on in. But 1:24 to go, you're still down 3.
Yep, Lurk's able to find a couple, but not in time to stop the score. But the clock is the biggest adversary right now for Optic. Need to string together a huge relay. And Exceed, well, he's got help around, and he may be able to put this one out of question. Could just track this back and just play the control game at this point. Nice pistol shots, able to find Mercules, but Optic with a quick transition here. Lurk's watching the cut, finds one, but the EMP collected and gets across for a moment. Shotzzy down to a bullet, should be dealt with, and he is. And that may be the final moments of this overload, because I don't know if Optic are going to have time to do much of anything from this point.
Yeah, they need to score at least 1 goal in the next 14 seconds, and currently the kill feed is lit up in blue. So it's looking like Carolina potentially going to add another one to the board, but Shotzzy with the goal line stop. Needs to be perfect Call of Duty from this point on, and your EMP carrier gets cut down while everybody else is trying to clear out space. So Optic are going to lose another overload. That's now 4 in a row, and that's 4 in a row on the opposite side for the Ravens in this mode ever since the addition of Exceed. So the new guy to town has made these guys figure out the new mode, and it's looking great for them.
It's looking insanely good for them. 10 scores for Exceed in 3 games.
That's Derrick Henry.
Let alone the fact, let alone he's sitting on a positive stat line. Lurks goes 38 and 22. Give him 39. Could he get to 40? Wanted it, but Exceed steals it away. Masterclass continues to be the name of the game for Carolina in the overload. That puts them on a hefty streak, like you mentioned, but it's not even just the fact that they've won. They've only allowed 3 scores in the last 3 overall overload games. Unbelievable differential starting to mount here for the Ravens.
Yeah, it just comes down to sometimes an individual making a play. And Exceed, majority of that time, was the guy with 1 kill to slow down the progression, to slow down their push. Everybody else starts to come alive. Lurks almost drops 40. He was the initiator on this map, but Carolina was just in firm control from start to finish. I wish we went into a listening with that team so we can understand how they play overload, so we can take that to the rest of everybody that's going to play rank play here in a couple of days. But Ravens have a really good grasp on how they need to play the new mode in overload. Ever since the addition of Exceed, he brings it into sling, he brings it in the objective, and again, he just allows his SMGs to get loose and get lost. And Optic just seem uncomfortable still.
Yep. And I think the biggest stat line in that scoreboard from a team point of view was the amount of assists that come through for the Ravens. Everyone in double-digit assists, whereas Optic had a couple of members underneath 5.
Yeah.
So it just feels like everyone's kind of playing their own game, and
that's what happens,
not
bro.
really working out all that well for them, bro.
That's what happens when you're consistently always on the defense. Like, imagine trying to be on defense in the NFL all day. Like, that is what Optic are trying to do. Always fighting out of their spawn, not ever having map control in their favor. And when the resets come in, when you're giving up the first 2 scores, and now you're spawning on an opportunity to get a 1 on the board, you're still not able to capitalize on it. So Optic, I know they added Colossus potentially to the map pool for Major 1, but every single overload right now is a struggle. A lot of work to do on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of feels like teams are saying, we just don't want to play you on Den. And, you know, that's...
We'd be good.
That's just
we'd be straight.
Happen. You know, we'll be good. We'll be good. But lots to be happy about if you're a Ravens fan. Carolina really starting to put together quite a storm here after being able to take down Toronto 3-1. Maybe a chance to do the same thing here. Have to get it done, though, by way of the Den hardpoint. And even though Optic have not necessarily used this as a main vessel for their hardpoint, they still have looked really good on it. Whereas this was the map that Carolina did drop to Toronto in map number 1 in their series last weekend. Really, I think we just kind of reflect back to that opening hardpoint, Jay, and say, you know, it was a tight game. I know the 250-186 makes it feel a little bit more open-ended towards Optic's favor, but maybe only a couple of mistakes that really cost Carolina, mostly surrounding commitment to playing off scrap time and sending players to old with like less than 20 seconds when maybe we could be really preferring to play for rotation. I think especially on a map like Den.
Yeah, and just being laid off the rotation forces you now to try to find success in breaking, and that has been a struggle for them. And for the one time that they played Toronto on this map, Toronto just beat them to the punch. You can't have that if you're Carolina because your breaking attempts right now just a little bit all over the place. So you got to be off the rotation early. Be that first team setup in some of these money hills, because Optic, on the other hand, the couple of times they played Den, if they're set up, they're basically unbreakable. So that's your recipe right there. Carolina, be there early. Don't allow Optic to set up at this new time.
Especially when you look at some of the money hills that we have on this particular map.
They can be so punishing, man. So punishing.
Paris, yeah. Very, very true. Very, very true. So that's kind of the setup in terms of what we're looking at here. But now we take a look to see if there's going to be an effort here for Optic to get us to a map 5 affair. And kind of even talking about that, it's an exposure, search, and destroy, which you may have seen there in that series layout. That's another map that Optic have not played yet. Although, again, to be fair, their search and destroy, largely speaking, has been good, except for their last 2 instances on Scar. So hopefully there's no bad juju in the water there surrounding what's happening with exposure. But taking a look at this particular map, the head-to-head does favor that of Optic pretty much across the board. And again, you know, that's just a sample size of 1 for the Ravens, with that minus 91 average margin really standing out. But it's the rotation win percentage, only 50% of the time. That's what we really need to see improve here for Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina need to beat them to the punch, man, because if you allow a 90% whole team to set up at a hard point, you're most likely not going to find success breaking it. We saw it in map number 1. And this map is completely different than Colossus because you're going to whip out an extra AR on a map like Den. So might be a little bit more comfortable here if you are Optic. And looking to force the game number 5. I needed to see a switch up in like body language, because just looking at the player cams, it looks like they're defeated. You got to come to life here. I know it's been a bad overload for the last couple of matches, but this is what you do. You're a hardpoint team.
Well, see if they can find a way to recover and get us to a map 5 to start off our final weekend of qualifiers. It'll be Den for the hard point, though. As mentioned, a playground that has not really surfaced so much for Optic. And this opening has been really good for Carolina. Cray's already taking away some forward space at middle, and if he can find a route, that may lead to an early spawn flip, setting up them for 2.
Yeah, don't get no better than that. You clean up house in the middle of the map, already securing yourself at least 20 seconds up P1 time. And now this forces Shotzi to hit that long route through P2, flank the rooftops to get the break there for Optic. So they set that one up with the cleanness. And now off the rotation, you already have players pushed out. You cannot hit that route if you are Lurks. You have to try to contest this old time. And Optic are basically going to tie the game up with the rotation over towards New.
A couple of kills do come out, allows Exceed to get back in towards mid. You can see Shotzi watching the rooftop push. Dashy watching through couches. No one has seen the playthrough hole, though. Craze is able to find the opener. Mercury's trying to save it by getting himself backside radar. Bert, he's in trouble and will be dealt with. Lurik's already spotted a huge snap onto Dashy. The setup broken instantaneously, and Optic now have to find a way to break.
Yep, the first attempt on a break, and at least a clean 4 dead. All map control now in your favor. You know where all of Optic are going to approach from, but the nuke is able to open up with 2, so your setup isn't going to be as strong. Someone needs to make up for it, and it's narrow poison. Give me 3 in the feed. Craze get the 4th. Now I'm pushing forward.
Oh, and he nearly takes down Dashy as well. Sets up Lurks for a freebie. And now Optic are a little bit stuck here, sending 2 players to the middle of the map, deciding if they want to try to hit for the break or not with the time remaining on the hill. Merc is able to get 1, but the team shots are better. Exceed in and out of the hill. Yeah, really good finesse from Exceed. So the scrap time locked in for Carolina, and now it's just down to how much pressure can Optic establish on the rotation. Dashy can only find 1. Craze will have a chance to get into Dojo early.
Yeah, this is for free. Like, Optic are supposed to just cut their losses at that old time set up here at P3, but now you're wasting time. Just finding kills at the old time and around this mid-map area. You give Ravens an opportunity to chain that P2 to the P3, but now kills going the green wall's way. All 4 dead in the feed. Ravens all spawning over towards this side of the map. And all you got to do is look forward and win your fights if you're Optic.
Yeah, Exceed gets caught way ahead of his team. Optic will benefit off the number situation. Nice shots from Nero, shuts down Shotzi, but the pinch from Craze also gets dealt with. So now it's just down to the battle from the front. Dashy and Merc putting it together. Yes, there's a team kill, but it's not going to amount to too much. Optic, we're going to get full control on the scrap time at 3.
Yeah, now you got to cut your losses if you're all the Ravens and hit that early rotation over towards P4. The only player here in the position to contest you is going to be Dashy, but he's going to be surrounded. So you go for the gunfight towards the window, and Nero's able to get the better of you. And now the Ravens are here from the front side. Tie game, they have a slight lead, but Optic with the spawns need to find this break.
2 trophies down for Carolina on top of that. So Optic from Dragon trying to set up a break attempt. Here's the play from the front. And Nero's able to shut down the first 2. Dashy gets the trade, but not much he can do beyond that besides maybe block spawns. But as he drops, Optic are spawning now from the front. Perfect read for Carolina. Exceed lighting it up, not missing a bullet as he finds himself a second. And Optic with 30 seconds need to figure out, are we hitting routes or are we flooding from the front still?
Gotta flood from the front. Well, everybody else, at least where you're spawning, you're instantly going towards the HP. So you try to go through bottom comms, you get shut down. Now pressure on the backside, you get shut down. Ravens just have all their bases covered. Flawless from the front side of this P4. Blow this game wide open. Almost going to be up by 60 as we go into the second set. And Lurk is already contesting for those next 8 hardpoint spawns.
Will be taken down, but the damage has been dealt. Nearly double the score in favor of the Ravens at the moment. Craze up and out of the window. Can't quite find the red dot chase on what I believe was supposed to be Shotzi. Lurks from the other side, though, just making a mess of this setup. Yep, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. 3 straight dead, and now the Ravens have a chance to get some really good time here on 1 to grow their lead.
You could just tell by the listening that we got on the last map that Optic are having a really hard time consistently locating where these guys are, because no one watches the flank towards Broken. He single-handedly gets the break. And now you're reading the pressure through the middle of the map. But we're still not able to set up these gunfights that we need to get them off of the hill time. Mercules is going to be traded. Craze finds that kill on the opposite side of the map, so you potentially have a chance to chain it over towards P2, but Optic reinforced their way back through couches and are looking for a good response at this P2 this go around.
Yeah, Optic need to take a breath here. And they will find a lot of eliminations back through P1. And Dashy will get some space in front of the second hill. So, okay, nice moment here for Optic. They're given an opportunity to really get a read. Long route from Nero starting to establish itself through 3. Does Mercules expect this? He's in a spot to get at least a read on it. And yeah, will snap over, win a key gunfight, hold the spawns, while meanwhile, Shotzi from the front is making sure the hill stays safe.
Yeah, you got to keep it safe now because you clear out the back. Now you all know that the Ravens have to funnel their way through the front door. Just keep the kills lighting up on your favor. Lurks is here to contest, and he's able to pop a double, so now it's Dashy, last man standing. He's gonna get cut down. Lurks just breaks them down, potentially for this final 20, and now Optic, you're realistically forced to rotate. You can't commit reinforcements again here at P2.
It's tough, though. It's a lot of time. So Dashy will try to give this a look, but him and Mercules will both drop. Shotzi gets traded, and the only player left standing is Hook on rotation. Carolina gonna cut through the middle of the map to try to get here first.
Oh my!
To beat them. Nice shots from Lurks, almost able to get the transfer desperately over to Dojo, but Craze is there to pick up on it. Exceed following up with damage on the front doors, and it's just down to what Mercules can find, and he's able to get 1. Not quite the second. Nero survives with just a little bit of health, and now has a Hellstorm to also work with as Carolina continue to blow this game wide open.
Yeah, Optic is just playing a little bit sloppy right now. Fundamentals aren't really there. 3 go down in the feed again. Ravens have the numbers to reinforce their way back on the hill time and continuously just run up that score. You need to get them out of it if you are the green wall. You need to start winning some fights, but Lurks continues to break them down. He doesn't even have to find that final kill as 3 go down in the feed. Spawns flipped. Optic, yeah, it's looking over with.
Sure is. I mean, Ravens are just helping each other out so much, man. Nero's 21 and 13 doesn't hurt either. But Lurks able to find a double. That's an assistance of Craze on the old time. So now Ravens have the numbers. And the prediction from Exceed is perfect, though Dashy's able to collat and find himself a double. That's number 3. Now to the pistol. Can he find the full quad feed? Yeah, he's able to get Craze off the map. So that'll work. Dashy able to do it himself, get some 4 in a row, and Optic are on the hill.
Yeah, potentially a 4-piece to give yourself some momentum. Because you need a good chunk of time here, basically a full 60 to get yourself back into the mix. Now you're lighting up the kill feed. Mercules and Hook already finding 2. You're reading where the pressure is coming in if you are shots, but you don't win the fight. And now Ravens have the numbers to approach the back.
Yep, able to find the first couple of kills. That's a 3-for-1 exchange again, Jay, in the face of what is a pretty solid setup for Optic. Hook almost able to provide a bit of a miracle hold. Shotzi tagged up, didn't really finish that first kill as cleanly as he would have liked. Trophy system is out, stuns the corner. Now he's on his way in, but no, shut down as Exceed is able to find himself 3. And now the game is truly and well out of hand. If it wasn't before, at least. It's about 100-point gap. Ravens in the lead, looking to shut down another top team and stay flawless in January.
Yeah, and look at Crazy. Already got lost. Like, Dashy's not going to turn around and look towards his broken, so Crazy's just going to jump on out, get this free kill, have him one shot while the Hellstorm is being invested. So only needing 18 seconds. Someone just hop on the HP to call game. They just need one set of kills.
Shotzi will drop from the front. Gun still up. Lurk's able to find himself a second. And wow, that is a statement from Carolina. They still have one more match to play, but they have taken down Toronto, and now they find a 3-1 win versus Optic, and you better believe that these guys are feeling it.
Oh, man, they are the real deal Holyfield. Like, you were thinking, all right, Exceed walks to the building, honeymoon stage is starting to hit, but these guys have been able to figure out how to play around each other here on Black Ops 7. You're making top teams look like underdogs, and you are just flying around the map and doing whatever the hell you want. That was Optic's also last match here of the qualifiers, man. So you're going in off the back-to-back losses. One to Thieves, that was very tough. But some people could understand. You were expecting a bounce back here versus the Ravens. Definitely show improvements in the overload. You don't do that. You at least add Colossus to the map pool. You can walk away with that one, but Optic just looked like a completely different team than what we saw in the first 2 weeks. And Carolina looked like one of them top dogs that could potentially take Major 1 now.
Wow. I mean, we said it kind of half joking yesterday, but I don't know, man.
This is crazy, man.
Pretty good, bro. What we're seeing has been really good. Insane turnaround. Can it show up on land? We'll have to wait and find out. Carolina, like we mentioned, still have one more match this weekend. They'll play Thieves, and we'll figure out if, well, the Kenny effect is still well and truly on, where Optic will have to just kind of lick their wounds and hope they can get a little bit of a land boost when they get down to Southern Methodist University for Major number 1. Here's a look at our game flow, though. Again, pretty back and forth until it wasn't. That flat line, we see it pretty regularly when teams kind of get behind the ball in rotation. That was definitely the case for Optic. I mean, stops at 64. They only get a handful of points between 3 hills.
Yeah, man.
And it kind of flatlines out again. It's just they could not get anything going with these breaks. And more importantly, they just weren't able to get themselves fully set up and hold their setups, maybe most importantly, beyond that.
Yep. Fundamentals weren't there in the rotations, and then your setups were easily broken into. Optic just looked completely out of sync today. And Ravens capitalize on it. I'm pretty sure with that win, Ravens guarantee themselves now a winner's bracket side at Major 1, which is insane to say because they started 0-3, Al. They started 0-3. You win 4 in a row with a new guy, Nick Seed. And everything has just been firing on all cylinders, man. It's good to see the underdog prevail. But I didn't think it was going to be this quick.
No, not at all. But hey, it's looking good. It's looking solid. And that's going to mess up a lot of people's predictions, I think.
Yeah.
What's the back and forth? I did hear some people considering taking Carolina before the matches today. So if you did, good for you. Otherwise, hey, who knows what happens next? Because we got another barn burner, but we head to the desk to set everything up and, of course, break everything down.
Only 2 losses, Jay. They've
Two
only lost
losses.
twice. So they're 4-0 since bringing in Exceed.
Perfect in January.
Yeah.
What a line from Shift, as that just puts it into perspective. On the other side, Optic, who I said was fighting for the number 1 seed, guaranteed not to have that at their home major, Alley.
Is Carolina Royal Ravens the best team in the game?
They have an argument. I mean, a lot of these teams have an argument. You look at Carolina,
Shit.
Ellie, they haven't lost an
They're
overload.
the best team in the game.
And then
Like, this is a real
Optic.
conversation we're having right
just
now.
lost to Nero and Lurks, bro.
Is this the only roster that is undefeated, right?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, the only 4-man that's undefeated right now, right? And you look at it, they beat Toronto.
Yes.
3-1. Beat Optic 3-1 And by the way,
Like,
this
they got
was
some accolades, low key.
this was belt. This was not close. And when I look at this team, I think what separates it for me is that they have 4 playmakers, players that came up playing the SMG role. So whenever these situations they need to push out a spawn or they need quick teamwork to score an overload, which is, I think, the primary reason they're doing so well in overload, is because of that pace. They're all playing lightning fast, and they know like what to pick up for their teammate while he's making plays. And you could see the stark difference. If you look at Shotzi and Hook throughout this series, and you looked at Craze and Lurks, it did not look like the accolades favor the side of Shotzi and Hoop. Those two guys were dominating.
After their first two matches, I thought this was going to be the last year of Nero's career in the CDL. He is saying, I am here to stay, my guy.
Yeah.
Dropping numbers across 3 different game modes. He's also going to be involved in our scuff play of the game as Carolina hands Optic an upset once again. All 4 of us, the fans included, dead wrong on the predictions. Black Ops 7 is shaking up spicy as Carolina goes from 11th place after the break all the way up to our top 3 spots. Insane turnaround.
My jaw is on the floor. Like, I remember making the comment of like, oh, all our blue teams are terrible these years. And it just, I'm reminiscent to Vancouver Surge and the switch with Neptune and adding Exceed to this roster. Carolina, that's insane.
And I asked you in the green room, which of these performances from Nero was most impressive? Was it the hard point? Was it the overload?
Search.
We decided on the search. It's your scuff play of the game. Walk me through the contributions from this young man.
I mean, early in this map, he started, 7-2, and this was a massive play. They actually were over near A. They wrapped it to B, so his job is to back up, make sure they can't repinch and take plane, which would get Optic an advantage. He finds the first one, turns around, guns Dashy, who, by the way, like the best pistol player ever, and then gets the snipe on the last one, follows that up with just taking space. And kind of their logic on this map the entire time was like, okay, we're going to draw the round out slow. We're going to figure out where Shotzi is, and then we'll make our strat based off of that. And a lot of those rounds and times, it was Nero getting to his teammate and taking down Shotzi. So a great job by Nero in this game, too.
That was really shocking to me as well because it's hard to hold him back sometimes, you know, when it comes to Nero and his pacing. So to see that, that's crazy.
Now you can see the updated standings. Optic in 4th will finish after 7 matches. A lot of teams could still jump over them. And you see Carolina, one of the few teams with an opportunity to get 5 wins. We take a look at their future schedule. We'll see if they can get it done. You think Thieves?
They already took 2 big dogs.
I was going to say.
Might as well collect all 3 Infinity Stones.
If Carolina end this split 5-2, being 5-0 with Exceed, and beat Toronto, Optic, and then their next match, Thieves, they would have to be the top 2 favorite going into the event.
It'll remind me of Vancouver with Lamar way back in the day at Major 1 in Raleigh. We're going to a break. When we come back, it's the second fight of the night. It's not even 4:30. Don't go anywhere. It's the CDL.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Look like the pros to play like the pros. The CDL team skins are available now. Scan the QR code or check out the in-game store now.
Welcome back to the CDL. Wow, what is going on? Look, he's the master fight. This guy is that's unbelievable. Okay. I knew we were coming back to him. This is not what I was expecting.
Do you agree with Smokes not being in respawn?
I do personally, yeah.
You do personally?
I do too.
I think it would make the viewing experience worse. What did I just see on my screen? Who was that guy? Did you see that?
No.
What was that guy?
I don't know.
Welcome to Citizens over there on YouTube. There was some random guy, like, see how they have the quad box? Like, there was some random guy just like in the all 4 boxes, and he looked like he was going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go one by one.
You got
This
it.
is not how you play the game.
AG hit front by himself.
That's the How many times did we praise Optic for their ability early on in this game to understand how
challenge the
good help from inside on the cross as well. Keeps him alive now. The regen. Look at the battle.
They're going to pounce out 04. Great damage in. It's going to be all on 04. They drop him. Lucky with both. Fickle is roaring and Heretics win it. And he lets the crowd know. Silence. Big map 5s that Miami have gotten over Seattle Surge.
Remember when I spent days on the dog, still on the leash, I'm a dangerous dog. And every day is like business, yeah. I'm not famous, I'm infamous, yeah. Paternal twins, I'm different. I'm different. No, don't need it. It's me. Diamonds on my crown, the reigning king. A king. You don't impress me, nothing sweet. Elite. I'm a material boy, elite. 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 Elite.
What a spicy start to the final week of qualifiers before Major 1. We are just a week away from heading down to Texas, and both of these teams are looking to lock in a top 4 seed. We got Paris Gentlemates, a super squad, going up against Toronto, who I think a lot of people had questions on early in the season. Those starting to get answered. But let's start here with Paris. Where are they at in your power rankings right now? 3-2 is their official match score.
I think for me, Paris Gentlemates is still in the top 3. I'd put them in there. Certainly not going to be number 3. So probably 1 or 2 for me. It's just about the consistency. I think for a lot of these big teams, we're seeing a lot of upsets, and they weren't exempt from it with their loss to Riyadh Falcons last week. Their hardpoint, it did get snapped, but regardless, they have been the strongest hardpoint team in the game, so I'm not really worried. They have a really deep map pool when it comes to respawn. I am, however, worried a little bit about Overload, the middle of these series. It feels like that might be a momentum switcher for them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the respawn too much of Gentlemates. It's the search. And, you know, I was talking to Easy Mac a little bit because when I watched them, I felt like their retakes weren't that great. When you look at the numbers and it's like on par with league average. Well, if you remove the Cloud9 match, they're 0-7 on retakes. So that clearly has to be better for them. And that's been the game mode that's hurt them a lot. And specifically in this matchup versus Toronto, there's a lot of opportunity here because I have a lot of questions about Toronto's search as well. They only have wins on Den S&D. They have not won a search on any other map. So a really intriguing matchup that we have right here. And I think it'll answer a ton of questions for who's a favorite at Major 1.
Allie, who's the best player on Paris Gentlemates right now?
Dan. I mean, that's not really a question. He's green across all statistics, a 1.35 overall with a 1.4 in hard point. He has 30 kills per minute as an AR, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He has an argument for best player in the game.
Per 10 minutes. Let's talk about his opposition on the AR for Toronto is a man named Tobias Kleenex, the Great Dane, coming over from Europe and establishing dominance for Toronto the last 5 years. He's looking to bring them to a podium, and he's got Joe Deceives playing like one of the best stars in the game. But they're coming off a rough loss, and this was a bit of a surprise as Carolina has been causing upsets. Toronto was one of the many victims.
Yeah, that loss doesn't look as bad anymore. And you can look at the Monster Energy pregame where they've been phenomenal. It's been the overload, 4.4 goals a game. It's first in the league. Like, they set the tone there. A lot of people are playing catch up. And then for them, poor at rotating, great at breaking. The hard points, the respawn in general has just been pretty solid. Like I said, it's the search where they've only won on Den that we just have questions about for this team.
And both these teams struggle to rally back in. So if they lose that first blood and they're in a 3v4 situation, both Toronto Koi and Paris Gentlemates struggle to win a round. So I think the S&D, like Anna is touching on, is definitely going to be the most important game mode for both these teams.
That is your Monster pregame show, and we now go to our Monster winner spotlight. While those players are getting ready, we have Lurks joining us from the previous matchup from Carolina. Lurks, congratulations. I'm glad we were able to get you on the line because you are 1 week away from going to a major with a winning record. No one saw that coming after the 0-2 start. What's the turnaround been like in Carolina?
It's actually been like insane. Bringing Exceed in and like just him helping us with like the veteran and like letting us flow of how we want it to flow. It's really helped us out.
Playstyle definitely is flowing right now in Carolina.
Yeah, 100%. And when I watch you guys, I feel like the identity comes through. Like all you guys came up running SMGs. You guys play so fast, and the teamwork is there. Was that kind of the thought process in bringing in Exceed? Is like, yo, we just kind of want to all fly around, or what went into that?
It was partially like we all wanted to fly around, but we also knew like bringing him in would bring in a lot of pace to the team. So like we all four could just all fly around and fry.
For sure. Lurks, first, I want to congratulate you on this series. This is the series where I feel like we got to saw what Carolina saw in you because you had an incredible series across the board. I want to talk about how comfortable you are right now in this game, heading into Major 1, just individually as a player and this being your first year.
Oh, I'm super comfortable right now. Like I said, ever since Exceed came in, like, I don't know, just my flow has felt so good. I'm super confident with my team. Like, I just feel amazing.
Is there any friendly battle between you and Craze for Rookie of the Year?
Nah.
No friendly battle?
We're boys. We're boys.
We'll see if that develops as time goes on because you guys both have a strong Craze.
Miami tried to share it. I can see something like that in Carolina. Lurks, we got to let you go. Before you go, though, who you calling, Paris or Toronto for this final fight?
I got Paris.
He's going Paris, gentlemen. All right, Lurks has made my decision for me. Thank you very much. That is Lurks. He's already played against Toronto, handed them an L. Let's see what maps and modes are coming our way here in this best of 5. It's going to be no Blackheart again, as that'll be banned out by Koi. Instead, Scar, Colossus, Den for our first 3. Who has the edge? You're looking a little confused here, Allie.
I'm wondering what's going on with these top teams in Den. Like, they can't win. They don't want to play it. Optic just lost it. Like, these can't play it. Now, Gentlemates are auto vetoing it.
It's just because Koi have only one Den search. So that's why Gentlemates are like, we just get rid of that.
Just get it out. Lurks has made my scuff pick'em for me. After all 4 of us got wrong, somebody's got to be right. We going different ways here? I'm going Gentlemates.
What do you think? Genuine.
I'm going to go Gentlemates, and also quick nugget. Take with this what you will. Toronto have not lost a map 1, but they've lost every map 4. So if that flip-flops, then maybe Toronto dominate, but I'm going to go Gentlemates.
No, I don't want to pick Gentlemates because if we all pick Gentlemates, then it's just going to happen in an upset again, but I kind of have to pick Gentlemates, so I'm going to pick Gentlemates.
I got Koi.
What?
It wants a Koi. Give him a Koi. Here's our boy. We got Chance with Miles, a fully grown man with a lot of hair.
Okay.
It's true. It's true. That is faultless logic. I don't know what else to say. I love a nameless nugget. There's a segment idea. Let's roll with it. Mr. Ashworth, how are you? Let's rock and roll, baby. Should be a great series. Great series ahead of us.
Looking forward to it, man. This is going to be some fantastic Call of Duty. Like, it's going to be a treat no matter what happens. Either team wins. It could be a 3-0 blowout. It could be a game 5. We're going to learn about 2 of the best teams in the game and figure out where they stand. So, looking forward to it.
There we go. In the Sky map number 1. And off to a delightful start. Tobias Julianson. Can he get all 4? He was thinking about it, but a great way to start things off. Couple of kills. A lot of that from inside time as well. So he's halfway towards a Hellstorm chance in his first life.
This is not bad, too. Kleenex, maybe the most interesting player as well, like at the start of the year, because he's playing a very new role. Hardpoint is a mode where he specifically has not had success, and look at him now, a perfect start. That is exactly what we want to see from Toronto. As Kleenex evolves, so will this team.
Oh, well, this team is getting real close to the Gyarados. Gyarados, my bad. 26-1. Oh, my goodness, the Gentlemates, where are you? They are struggling so far into P2. We now go and try to Koi all over Motel.
Yeah, set up on the rotation, and this is a hill that, I mean, teams like Boston Breeze show that you can hold this to a very high degree of efficiency. I assume Toronto's going to be in the same vein. Real and Insight there for the first couple kills, and Insight there is the cleanup man. Irons up there on defense, and, well, making his teammate's job a little bit easy, but as Kleenex goes on the pinch, everybody else worried about the front line.
Yeah, worried about the front line indeed. Good hold here. Paris Gentlemen winning some big fights and managing to keep Joe at bay. And it's Dan Ghosty, hardpoint player extraordinaire, leading the charge there for the Gentlemates. Now find themselves in time, find themselves with a semblance of control. Sorely needed halfway through P2 now. Let's see if they can get any more.
Yeah, breaking through the P2 is going to be a really nice thing long term. That could have been Koi running up the score. And on this map specifically, we've seen those P1, P2 chains. The thing can really spiral out of control. So Paris Gentlemates, as is tradition for these guys, bounce back, but they're still going to be playing from behind. They do not win the rotation. Good news, though, they will have green control, which means tough fights for Joe Deceives.
Yeah, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. No chains detected yet. We're looking at lead change here. Joe gets taken care of. Sib over the top with a nice cleanup there. It's going to be Real playing the anti-air, and Envoy finds the last trade, the man on time. Next two members of Koi, on they go, and they are diving into this fight. They have found nothing. Oh, can Neptune go wild? He was trying to spearfish. He brought his trident, and in the end, he's walking away with some awful disease by the end of that one. Don't eat the mercury-laden fish, boys and girls. 6-point lead for now for Koi. They are locking it down.
And look at what Gentlemates are having to do off spawn. I mean, they're over towards P2 through the middle of the map just to start to work the break, but winning nearly every single gunfight. They get through the entire front line, make it to Toby, and they end up taking him down. Nonetheless, Toronto still holding on for never mind. The rotation game is gone. Paris Gentlemates just did everything right. Cleared house, battle out of P3. And for Gentlemates, I mean, they're fighting the uphill battle so far in this game. Had to break the P2, had to break the P3. Now they get to be set up on the new time.
And they're on towards new time. They've got an iron grip across the map. Envoy will be the man on the clock. And there we go. Hard point in their hands. Next wave of attack is now for Koi. They've punched a hole through the top side. Middle of the map opened up. Oh, as a Neptune caught out of position. The next battle will be at the threshold of the hard point. Here we go. Envoy with the coverage on stairs, but it was a 1-2 hit. The bait and switch complete, and an immaculate break for Koi.
Oh, dude, that mini-map was perfect, too. That is every single arrow working at the same time. The only problem they did not solve is Neptune, but they're ignoring him for the moment. Every single arrow really focused on the guys coming off spawn. They know he's in the back, and Neptune just a distraction. And you can see Kleenex head on a swivel. He's having to get twisted in this moment and simply overwhelmed. The value there from Neptune, the ability to stay alive.
Joe trying to make a sneaky play there. He does get caught out by a stun. The guessing game is on though. Is he upstairs, downstairs? Where can he be? Nice shots under the jump as well. The final 10 seconds is going to go the way of the Gentlemates. Rotation's done. Koi once again on that. It's a fantastic game of Scar we are seeing so far. Kleenex will be the frontline man. Oh, and an opening now for the Gentlemates to get on the inside. Numbers starting to dwindle. Kleenex from the front line, magnificent damage, but it's going to be an attack through the top side of green. A couple of trades going either side. Insight can't get anything going from the backside of spawn. Real on the anchor, and he's down as well. Paris Gentlemates are in.
That is instantaneous, too. Those are wicked shots rolling through from Neptune. By the way, for Neptune, the same life from old. So he plays his life on the backside of the old hill. He has chained this into a rotation, one over towards the new time. The Hellstorm, only good for a team kill, misses everything else. And Gentlemates, well, for the first time all game, have taken the lead.
They're taking the lead, and we might be seeing a Hellstorm now for Ghosty. If you can get one more out of this, points would help. A kill even better. No assist, no nothing. Hard points still in the hands of the Gentlemates. Lead now starting to get a little bit mean. Ghosty on 3 hit points. He's still alive. Can't get an assist as if his life depended on it. And he does. Out over the top. Just nail the Hellstorm. And what a moment to do so. First set. Absolutely fantastic between our teams.
Yeah, and listen, for the side of Gentlemates, right? That is great trust in your teammates, and Ghosty gets the timing perfectly, but they're doing the little things right, and they're just able to play a patient game. But now we're getting active. Now we're rushing to call this Hellstorm in. 2 players trapped inside of the store. That means initial control for Sib, and he is ready for those gunfights.
Yeah, great start there for Koi in the first hard point in the first set. Let's go for a listen in and see how it sounds with Toronto.
Yo, I'm looking. I can't kill this guy.
I'm blocking. I'm blocking.
I'm blocking. They are gonna spawn the right broken now. One T1.
One's got what's up, I think.
I can pinch the right pinch.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold them. They could pinch one.
Yeah,
one CT, one CT nap. Yo, Dan, one shot this side too.
Hit the right. You said it right now, Jimmy. I'm one shot.
Yo, in nap.
Hit your T1, two, like T1.
I won't play one right side time.
One more shot for me, I'm fine.
Good.
I'm warning you.
I'm taking it out, okay?
Yep, good play.
Okay, the wood and blue box.
I'm trying to T1.
I'm starting at
Top blue.
Okay, the wood and boy trying to teach you, okay? The wood.
Top blue room.
Yeah,
blue room.
Just hold, please hold.
One's in shop now.
I'm wrapping over with you
guys.
My shop.
One's in shop, one top word. I'll good like you want to smoke.
We might see one, I think.
It was a boy. Top wood, yeah.
Top one. Top one.
I shop.
One time. Yo, he's
T1.
I'm running in for you guys.
Close left, that.
One more.
I'm trying to get
That one more low.
Ghosty, we're missing Ghosty.
Yeah, he's low right. I think that's him low right there.
I shop. I saw the
one more low right.
I'm looking. Every shot.
I'm
Yeah, I'll push on me, okay? Yo,
one shot in. Nice.
I'm cutting the spawners.
We might flip him.
From blue, sheep, absolute. One blue. They're gonna go left. Okay, once we're in their shop.
Yo, one pitch their shop. Or
Still top broken.
Just one.
We might have flipped. We did indeed. Sneaky spawns for Sib, and an opportunity now to turn this all around for the Gentlemates. Let's go through listening.
I have. Make cut.
They already spawned out.
Make cut. Make cut still.
Okay. Yeah.
He make cut spawn out, guys. He's low time.
And Balk.
This guy's push out deep 18.
One left side SWAT playing for your spawners.
Alright.
I'm naming time.
I have a right SWAT.
I'm trying right. I'm trying left now. I got him my time.
I'll see the SWAT. He's
Last two plane.
Last two plane now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut with you.
I think plane.
Plane, one shot. Our side time, absolute. 2 on time.
Need the hill.
Just flood time.
Time really big.
I'm main time as well. I'm wrapping. Yeah, I'm wrapping as well.
Nade on hill.
He's gonna be mid again, Trev. Nade on time.
He's A-search.
A-search really weak. Just go in ticket.
A-search, ticket.
Nice. I'm gonna flood time off spawn. Nice. Only one time.
I got him.
Boat hit once.
Boat. Yeah, we fly fast here.
Outer.
I got full out, pretty sure. Top.
They're gonna start spawning up.
Yeah, I got some. Go. Alright, two spawn. I'm missing inside him.
Top of the deep left balk. Balk door right now.
I'm going up top.
It's Joe.
He's back on back door. Top grannies and then out mid.
I spawn on mid.
Oh, she's got mid.
Trying to live in the back.
Pump post. Top G's.
Top G's and weak Humvee. I can kill Humvee in a second.
Top G's, Jamie weak. Jamie, absolute, Jamie.
Top G's and ticket. Top G's and ticket.
Absolute top G's. I'm waiting for you guys.
In the back.
Oh, great listening. And now a great opportunity for Envoy to try to break the back. And he's in, wins another. The third and final man is complete. Paris Gentlemates, what a hard point.
Yeah, that is a stun grenade from hell as well, disrupting that of Toronto. And that is both of, dude, this entire game has been deja vu. The Plain Hill, the Plain Hill went the exact same way as it did the previous time. This hill's done the exact same thing. The first time it was Neptune, stay alive in the back, making the play, getting him time. And this time it's Envoy that delivers. Neptune turned it into a 6-spree before he fell, and well, Envoy's on number 4.
What can I say? It's a good one. Oh, Paris Gentlemates the slight lead for now. Final bit of scrap to Koi. Another rotation on, this time inside with the deep back. He's in there. He's got tagged to the first man. Another stun grenade, this time no connection. Ghosty wins the fight anyway. Now you've got it. Paris Gentlemates in. Attack from the front, Koi.
This break also happened in the exact same way. It was a player on Toronto that was in the back box. First time it's Real, this time Insight. I mean, legit deja vu all over again. This time, though, Toronto, more success rebounding and battling back through the front. They got pressure top green and on the top.
Oh, Real, he's got so much light there behind him. He's given up quite the shadow. Now through the front, Sib breaks the back through the alleyway over the top. Real can't get the second. What a swap there to Sib to his sidearm. It's faster than reloading. Through the middle of the map now we go. And Insight absolutely sandwiched. A lovely bit of scrap time from the Paris Gentlemates. Oh boy, Joe with a 2. Damage on the next man and another break. Another chance and a handy dandy bit of 10 scrap time to go to Koi.
Yeah, I'm with you. That would have been nice scrap time for Gentlemates to get. Would have been a sizable lead, and then yep, they scammed just a little bit, and we are keeping this game close. I mean, this is gritty. This is an absolute battle. These are the ones that you sweat for, and also show us where champions are made.
We'll find out what's a battle on Scar. But once again, Koi with the P1 dominance, looking good. Envoy finds the tippy toes there of Real. Ghosty gets brought down by a big win from Insight, 22-22 either side, as we've once again got a great P1. And what an angle here from the insider shot from Delhi, the haberdashery, whatever you want to call it. Another angle found. Here comes another wave of Gentlemates players. They've got the numbers. Do they have the coverage? Real can't stay alive much longer. Last man in. Oh, and the perfect cleanup. Koi hold.
It's the hot spot for Toby. Well, it finally gets taken care of. Lost the sword, but Joe Deceives is there for the instant fill. On P1, Toronto have set themselves apart, but on P2, that has been Paris Gentlemates' game. They're here first, and they just got every single kill right before the hill pops. Paris might just be in control.
This is a big bit of control for now. We're unable to see Koi chain 1 to 2. Second hard point up and ready to go. Jonah Mates with an opportunity to pull this back. Here we go. First wave of Koi players through. The first wave makes entry. Not as effective as they'd like. The contest is done, and it is effective. Koi get the break. Koi with a hold.
They finally made amends. They were able to overwhelm the front rather than spending too much time on the flanks. The early picks are there. Toronto, the game is within their grasp.
Here we go. On the hold. Joe trying to cut these attackers out. He's managed to slip through the lines, and the damage has been dealt. Joe finds the second, third man, fiending for it. Pistol out. That is it. Another cleanup, and that should be map number 1. What a battle on Scar. Joe deceives with a little bit of style points towards the end. Koi take the first.
Yeah, and how about Nameless's Nuggets there coming through? Toronto still on point in map number 1s, and that is the first non-Blackheart loss in hardpoint for Paris Gentlemates all year. I mean, they have been clear-cut best hardpoint team in the game. Toronto rose to the occasion, got the hot start.
Oh, what a lovely hot start indeed. 8 Paris Gentlemates, still a very formidable squad. The game flow is going to be lovely for this one, man. What a great first map. Boy, though, with that little bit of extra sauce, that little bit of something special, just enough to get them over the line. But their P1s, man, they were one of the sort of more standout P1s we've seen here on Scar. Really impressive stuff. Joe popped off towards the end. 4.5k in the damage department as well. Massive assists across the board for Koi. Huge work.
And listen, Miles, like Joe Deceives, Ghosty, and Neptune are 3 players in conversation for best player in the game. So from Joe Deceives, we expect this. He was absolutely gross, map number 1. Kleenex, in my mind, is that X factor. 35 kills and 4k damage with 2 minutes of hill time. Brand new to running the AR. Hardpoint specifically has been a little bit of a struggle for him. If he's turning up like this going into the major, high expectations for Toronto.
Oh, big time. I mean, well, they're starting things off on a 6 spree. Perfect use of the, to get a Hellstorm, at least to control that time and give his boys everything they need to go into the second hard point, which they didn't actually find. It's just good looks from Toronto Koi. He's received a lot of criticism over the last few weeks, and I think with good reason. Kleenex definitely not being that guy that we know him to be. Well, the submachine gun out, now the AR in, and he's starting to get more comfy.
It's, he's still been very good. He's still been sort of like top 20 in the league. It's hardpoint really where he's seen like the biggest hit. His overload stats are fantastic, but we haven't seen the tissue be an issue in quite some time. He's been sort of like normal Toby, but it's leveling up, learning a brand new role. Like, he's been playing with Insight for 7 years. He used to have to play at absolute light speed. Now he's doing something a little bit different, but I mean, great game there, and they took down a top dog. That was a very fun map to score.
Oh yeah, he's still going for it. And alongside Joe Deceives, who has possibly the most electric pop-off potential, I think, in Black Ops 7 we've seen so far. Very, very impressive stuff from Toronto Koi there. Hey, they take the first map. With good reason as well. We're going to go to that search and destroy, and a wonderful nugget again. A delicious box of nuggets delivered to us today. Succulent and nutritious. Interesting to see how the den's going to go, because Koi hasn't been that great. Look at that. Such a close game. So tight between our 2 teams. Wonderful way to start things off. But to search and destroy we go, Chance. A denless S&D this time round. What are you thinking?
Well, the fact that it's denless is a really massive, important point, because Toronto haven't shown off the goods on any of the other search maps, so we're really going to see how creative they're going to be. Just a quick note on that opening P1. Toronto winning that hill 31-1 from the, quote, unpreferred side, sort of kicking their game off right. A hot start they simply needed. But yeah, S&D, mystery time. Struggle for Paris Gentlemates. It hasn't been their favorite. They've still been good. They still have weapons. They've been fantastic with the sniper. They have all the tools, but they haven't really ascended to dominance. And on the flip side for Toronto, same thing. High expectations for S&D gameplay. Joe Deceives has been electric in the game mode, on point in the KD, wonderful at getting the bomb down. It's just not execution on any other map but Den. So both the Colossus and Scar right now, I'd say a very big opportunity for Paris to make amends for the map 1.
Right, we'll see if they can do just that. Colossus, a map that has, I think, quite a lot of space for individual player expression, particularly with the snipes, what we're seeing here in BO7. So a roster like this of both squads, I mean, there are some extremely expressive players. Everyone here has tremendous qualities across the board as players and as squad mates. So this should be a fantastic game of S&D without a shadow of a doubt. Can the mates bounce back? Colossus, not fantastic so far. Again, that last one against New York, 1-10, not fantastic, or what, back then? See if they're all cracked up. I didn't say quack today, boys and girls. Did you notice? Let's find out.
The slow approach of a round one. Joe Deceives played with the idea of making a move, and Envoy is not the player you can do that against. And you saw those stats. They were 3 and 8 in the first bloods, and the map loss from Paris. Well, they got the first blood when they needed it.
Will it amount to anything? We've seen first bloods come and go here in the league. Envoy. Is that a lot of information passed over? We're about to find out. Shuffle now through the middle of the map. Great win. Neptune gets his in the back end. Last man left alive. In sight. Caught unaware. Gentlemen, take the first.
Huge. Nice start. You get the first blood exactly as you want. Joe Deceives, man, not fearful of making a play, but Envoy able to read it and then just take so much space on the map. And obviously the communication going to be beautiful. So systematic rounds, as clean as you like to have it. Great teamwork through and through. Comms are there, and Paris, well, they've stabilized. Bringing the fight here in map number 2.
Well, for now. A bit of discourse there between our players getting ready to get into the next round. Young Joe with the bomb looking towards the A-bomb site for this time. 3-man stack for the Paris Gentlemen over by B as they make their way on the outside here. Nobody home just yet. Not a sniper to be seen. As we're going to recommit towards the middle. Anyone with eyes on anything so far?
Well, Real checking spots. Clearing space, pushed out up over towards P2. Neptune, cheeky spot, but he is a little bit passive. And well, it's just going to be a funnel system for everybody else, just like that, a 3 versus 2 in favor of Paris.
Shots from Sib. Transition on the second man, good enough for it. Gentlemen, 2 in a row.
Running the show. I mean, this is quick, this is active, and Neptune gets to save that spot for later rounds. You can see how cheeky it is. It's a day one, but hasn't been used a lot in the CDL, if at all. So very difficult spot to deal with, and for the moment, Toronto getting bullied out just a little bit. Sib with a very nice start at 3-0.
Not that we see too many Hellstorms in Search and Destroy. On a map like this, though, it could be very good. We think we've seen 1 or 2 on this map alone in the opening month of play here in the BO7 season. What's another one here? Well, a couple of donuts there for Joe and Real. Nothing too crazy this early on. But Sib and Envoy, they have been having their way. Boomstick time. And we have seen a lot of kills from this very position. Sib, can you catch anyone out here on the wall jumps in sight? Smoke's going to obfuscate the play, allow you guys to get closer and closer towards that bomb site. But now Sib backs up. They made a decent bit of noise towards B. A currently completely unguarded.
Just not enjoying what they're seeing. Too many nades, too many smokes, a little bit too much chaos. And while Sib is patiently waiting, well, it'll be a team kill. So there's your first blood in favor of Paris, but it was Kleenex that did the damage.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, mate. Envoy as close as he could possibly be to the action without being in it. Now his Dravik rings out. No bomb plant. Attacking move now from Koi, trying to take back the initiative. A big win there from Joe. Covering fire from Ghosty, can't amount to too much, and they've made it a 3v3. Sib with a flank. Sib can't get the second. But now a 2v2, 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, big trade there from Toby, trying to make up for the team kill. And it's the long-time duo working together against Ghosty and Nep.
Slow and steady check now from Kleenex. He's made his way through, and the timing might have worked out for him as Neptune. Oh, it has not. What a win. Wow. 15 seconds on the clock, not needed. Ghosty from up high. Oh, I thought the COD gods had smiled upon Kleenex there, but Neptune just eviscerates him. I'm not sure if there was a team shot involved there. That was
it had to have been. Yeah. Ghosty gets shots in the first, right?
Has to.
Maybe not, dude. That two might have just fried him. We didn't get to take a look, but
my God.
Either way, that is Call of Duty timing at its finest. Kleenex did not have a fun round.
That was brilliant. Wow. The Parachute mates were asking about the comeback, and so far, pretty good in this series. This is very much trending in the right direction. They have been absolutely dominant so far. Real still yet to feast here in our Search and Destroy. Bit of a headbutt here, but now Real will think about you in the next one. Joe over the top. Nearly enough for the two, but Neptune too quick with it. And there is a big one. Kleenex completely left out to dry. The Paris Gentlemates. Something special here on Colossus.
Yeah, doing whatever they want. Sib continues to be on point. Started off 3-0. Hasn't slowed down or lost a single step. And like going into Major 1, I mean, this is something Rambo talked about with Nameless on the old podcast that he's bringing back. But the idea that going into the first major, oftentimes the team that has the deepest map pool has the most success in these initial tournaments. And this is something that is currently seemingly not in Toronto's bag. And S&D, only a map win on Dan. And by the looks of it, you veto that, you might just be fine.
Well, from the first round to the last, fired that is 9.3 seconds. I mean, 9 and a bit, too much. What an attack from the Gentlemates. Trying to get it done again. Presence now from down low from Toronto Koi. The flank is being watched. They have got guns on it, and Sib is bringing the boomstick once again at 6-1. He has been incredibly effective. Envoy lets one man through, and he will pay for it. Advantage Koi.
Now someone's going to have to make the play. Neptune looking to be that guy. Swinging a miss there from Sib. But that's only strike 1, strike 2. 3 and he might be out. The round's getting mixy. Sib now has the backup and is trying to entry with the pistol. He's baiting for Neptune, but delivers him to a 1 versus 2. He does get the trade. No intel on Kleenex. It's a pure 1v1.
It's a pure 1v1 and 2 incredibly dangerous players. Do they have information on where the bomb was dropped? That's what I wonder, because Kleenex not making a lot of moves. Bomb recovery. Neptune now towards the back. He didn't see it, but Kleenex saw him. 20 seconds. The hunt is on. And he plays it calm. He plays it for the guarantee. Koi on the board.
And I see a cheeky smile there on Kleenex as well. That's always a terrifying moment, trying to chase a guy like Neptune. You're worried about the timing. You're worried about Neptune checking every single corner, but Kleenex had it dialed into perfection. Great spidey senses as well for when he needed to get active and repinch the spawn. So they get a round on the board. Still, though, a long way to go.
Yeah, and the pace that the Gentlemates have set early on in this search and destroy here, it's going to be a tough one to come back from. It's going to be a real tough one to climb back from. But, Koi, you've got a few chances remaining. Can they hold on to the initiative? First blood, it went a long way, and it is going to go nowhere in this game so far. The 3 defenders towards the B-bomb site there for the mates. All good.
Lovely coordination as well. Everybody making sure to attack the Godheady, and for Toronto, a difficult spot. They're grouped up together, but they're making a play through tunnel. In a mixy-ish moment, Real doing his best to one-way, see what he can find, but Toronto, they're just entirely turtled, worried about the pinch that isn't rolling through. Paris, ironed up on defense.
Yeah, they're worried about everything else, and they're unable to commit any resources to that frontal attack. B-bomb site is going to remain in the hands of the Gentlemates. Oh dear, Joe definitely saw a red dot there, or a diamond through the floor, and now he's committed to the shot. Now you've still got the opportunity to attack B. Real hasn't seen anything in a while. Here come the reinforcements. A fast move here from the Gentlemates. Real with no cover, and he's going to go for the plant. Oh dear, damage and a ghosty. Joe to pick up anything here. This is 20 seconds to go. Kleenex trying to make something happen on the flank. Got to get moving, lads. Got to get going. They line up for a second, and it's nearly a big win, but Neptune, right place at the right time, does not let that get out of hand.
Yep, and the strategy there from Paris reigns supreme. Irons up on defense. They oscillate the map, swing back and forth just a little bit, but as long as you do it together, you have the numbers. Meanwhile, Toronto, you just try a little bit too fast for their own good. Not a moment to plant that bomb safely, effectively just hoping no one for Paris is going to be there to check it. But if you're hoping for something to go right in Call of Duty, more often than not, it won't.
Hope doesn't get you many places in the COD world. Faith does. You got to believe. You got to also make it happen, and we are making it happen right now, Gentlemates. 5-1. Insight brings the biggest gun he possibly can to the fight, but not a lot home. And it's been a bit of a fake out towards the middle of the map. We go again. Go to suppressive fire. All it does is draw Insight closer to wanting to pick up that kill. An attack again towards the B-bomb site now. The mates have got their eyes on it and they're going.
And that is empty bomb site for the moment. Insight now just wrapping back, but staring straight into a smoke. And there you go. Real gets baited by the intel and overwhelmed. Bears just set up a firing squad, and now they're going to finish this final round.
Yeah, this is it. The death knell right now for Koi here in the S&D. And Sib with the Dravik pushes out the back line, and the last man, Kleenex, has been pinched and sandwiched and utterly destroyed. Genomates right back into the series. Tied up 1-1.
And this is answering again, as Nameless wanted, a lot of questions. Toronto able to bring the goods in hardpoint? Yes, delivered. Kleenex getting better in the game mode? Yes, delivered. But in that S&D, Koi still have huge issues they are going to need to solve because Paris Gentlemates absolutely took them to task. Nice little bounce back, 6-1 dominant victory. Quite literally nothing you could complain about if you're a Paris fan.
Yeah, I think all you were looking for there, Koi, was another game on Den. You do not get it. And 6-1 with a few of those rounds being so open and shut. Zero room for interpretation there. That was an absolute clinic from Gentlemates. Gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. They find themselves now back all square. 1-1 going into Den finally, but the wrong mode for them. Overload this time round. We will definitely be seeing that Colossus hardpoint. And I've got a sneaky suspicion Scar Search and Destroy Game 5 will be on the cards as well. Very, very good chance of that happening right now. But Den Overload chance before we go to the break. Quick thoughts?
More than likely a must-win for Toronto. They've been a little bit stronger in the game mode and ever so slightly stronger on this map. It is going to be an absolute defensive shootout, though. These are two of the toughest teams in the game to score against on Den. We'll see if either one can break the other down.
Can't spell Den without defense, I think is what you say out here. But there we go, folks. Going to go to a very quick commercial break in the side of this one. We're playing Overload, playing Den. See who takes the lead here in this matchup. Koi taking on the Gentlemates. Don't go too far. This is the Call of Duty League.
I mean, maybe you could ego chow at times, some teams if you're phased, but you're not doing it to Sib. There's two that line up in front and Cell, maybe making the play, trying to stay alive, pushes in, and Cell goes nuclear.
No, it was like the worst time.
Time short.
Wall bang him.
Put your head down and secure the target.
We're so back, baby!
No way!
We're so back!
Deranged native! Deranged native with 100 gifted subs!
Watch it, S1, I have the cross. One deep, crossing, Joe dead. Other one deep. Nice! 65! So you have 60 for the outro! Yo, Joe! No, Joe! It's a fucking outro! What are you doing, Joe?
That's a dog.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup in Riyadh this summer. Scan the QR code to be notified when tickets go live later this month. Start the season strong with the 2026 Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator by scanning the QR code on screen or check it out in the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Toronto Koi, the Paris Gentlemen, about to get into map number 3. We're playing Den Overload. It should be a lot of fun. Both our teams have brought their respective goods when it comes to the first 2 maps. Third, anyone's to grab. Before we get into that, though, Chance, we've got some housekeeping to do. Upcoming major next week. There are still tickets available. It will be a little cold. Bring a jacket, but we do have some still available. It's going to be an incredible show. Shout out Optic putting that one on. Grab tickets below. They're right there. Go get them. We'll be there. It's going to be a good time, and some of the finest Call of Duty players in the world will be putting on the goods for you. Hopefully your team, your titular team, Optic, will be looking great there, because I know the fans will be absolutely raging. I know Reddit is on fire right now, but all that matters truly is that you come by, swing, have a look at the event. It's going to be great. Fantastic year of Call of Duty ahead of us here on BO7, Chance.
Yeah, LAN events are absolutely where we are at our best here in the CDL. Ton of fun, lovely to see the fans, and I mean, this is the first time we've gotten fan environments with snipers in quite some time. So a lot of good things happening leading up to the major, and of course, Miles, you stole my line. I was going to do the jackets thing, but yeah, it's going to be frigid in Texas. Is not a state that can handle it, so best of luck, everybody.
It's going to be a little cold, but the gameplay will be ridiculously hot, very, very hot. Like, too hot to handle, too hot for TV, but not hot enough for streams we can put on stream. Let's have a look though at this upcoming match. Though, chance to refocus our efforts. Toronto brought the noise when it came to respawn. Their hardpoint was looking real good, but now in Overload, it's pretty good as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And like part of the reason their scoring efficiency is so good is because on this map specifically, they beat the ever-living crap out of LAT, right? Beat them like 8-1 on it. You had players stopping, like playing the game towards the end. The narratives for LAT after this series started to get absolutely out of control. That's just because of how good Toronto has been. And it's not just their scoring margin, it's their average margin, because they have the best defense thus far in the game on this map specifically. But on a stats comparison front, Gentlemates are right there, like ever so slightly behind, ever so slightly worse in every single category. And that just means it is a pure square up battle. We had map number 1, Toronto rose to the occasion on the Scar hardpoint. Paris rose back on map number 2, and well, it's going to be Paris again with the slightly tougher task ahead.
None of us shy from tall tasks here in the COD world. Happy to put the challenge there. Then Overload should be a real tough one. This is to take the lead in our series, going to that Colossus hardpoint, feeling great, and hopefully not have to make it towards the Scar S&D. Let's find out. First half, going from left to right, it is going to be the Paris Gentlemates.
That good old mid-cut fight as well. Jodeci's versus Neptune on the bottom side of the minimap. Neptune win his. Ghosty wins an AR duel. Trades rolling through, an advantage towards Gentlemates. They'll have control of the device. Let Neptune be the first guy pushed up and deals with at least one player, but now it's turn for the iron defense of Toronto. This is where they are at their best.
See if that purple wall can keep them at bay. And so far, yes, first attack dealt with. A quick grab and a look towards the B zone for the goal. And it's not going to be too successful so far. Sib with the Dravik. What a great flex player he has been so far in BO7. Snaps onto the second, absolutely brilliant. Next man is still dancing, taken care of. So that's going to be the device dropped. An opportunity to make a run and a couple of big kills. And the world is your oyster right now, Gentlemates. Where are you going to go?
Well, there's no juking players, right? Toronto, all those arrows respond on the top side of the map. CleanX the only man out of the play, but he's wrapping back. But Envoy, lead blocker, able to give you 2, and he's able to stay alive. So there's number 3. This might be a score.
It might be a score. Ghosty leading the charge. Envoy brought down. What a save by Real. 2 players there, and he absolutely nails it. Waiting for the next man, but the ball is still incredibly close to the goal. Neptune's now keeping the play alive. Are we going to get the reset any second now? Insight playing for that, and he should be back safe in the middle of the map. What an attempt from the Gentlemates. Real with a big 2.
Yeah, nice little pop-off play. And listen, they have the iron defense for a number of reasons. ARs that'll like to post up. Toronto, their comms, they're always going to be in the right spot. Or if they need the pop-off play, they can give you that as well. But towards the middle of the map, the question is, who is the advantage? Well, Real's going to take that on offense and defense. That's a clean 4 down. This is going to be a cap.
It should be whichever way they go for it. Number 5, though, it's an opportunity to slow it down. And he does. What a moment Unbelievable save. Kleenex has now got to go huge. Checks the corner. Envoy wins it again. And Real there for the pickup. A 5 spree. And he's looking to get streaks as well. Koi take the lead.
Yeah, no, Neptune had the opportunity for the hero play, but he just had such a difficult task, had no help based on his teammate spawns, and now on the reset, no help again. That's all 4 down, and look at where Real is on the map. The absolute menace right now against Paris.
He's still got to hold them time, and he does. He holds them just long enough to get the second goal in. An immediate counterattack, though, now from the other side. Envoy is going to have himself the bottom side of the map. Can he push forward in the dojo and get 2? He can only get 1, but he's buying that time now. Able to get something going again. Real, what a map you are having. Another kill to his name. He's got streaks, and he's nearly got Ghosty as well.
Hey, to keep butt for Real, it wasn't even, it's not even the map. That was a single life that he gets that goal line stop and then facilitates 2 captures. So remarkably efficient in that category. Looking like an easy kill here for Kleenex. Yep, takes care of Envoy. Now gets to push forward. Doesn't read the spawns, though. An insight over Chal Sib, dishing out the goods, including a team nade. If you're a Paris fan, you better get used to it now. Sib and Ghosty are going to have the most team nade kills this year.
2 of the best to ever do it, I think, statistically, which is a shame, but... Good work here from Sib. What a great life he's had here, holding these gates. No one getting through without a bit of love. Over the top now. Good work on the anti-air. Pops the Shoryuken. No one's going to get through this one. You're still trying to find the bottom spawn here. That ball is still yet to be touched, yet to move forward. Great shots again from Sib. What a life this is! Teammates have got the help now. Pushing forward. Tactical retreat on the inside of Dojo. And it's a desperation hellstorm from Real, trying to slow down the attack.
Success, gets the bang. It's an open window, nowhere to go, and just like that, Real is now responsible for 2 defensive stops and the 2 scores. Yeah, give anybody else that device and let them lead the charge. Joe Deceives on a 4 spree, cutting through mid, and I mean, you got the open lane over towards the goal. Insight actually abandons it to push out for the kills, and it at least gets the trades. Good enough for the goal. Toronto, 200 IQ. Their decisions this game have been on point.
Unreal. Even a little moment there by Real to not take the gunfight and just go for the goal, and he does indeed. 3-0 with 30 seconds to go in the first half. Gentlemates, you'll be very happy if you can get at least 1 in before the whistle blows. We're talking about that iron defense there from Toronto right now. It is an offensive shoot that they have got going on. Pressing forward once again. They're catching a disconnected Gentlemates. And what do you know, chance we might be on for another hit. 10 seconds on the game clock. We might be getting to overtime. Insight can't get anything out of that life. And we could be looking at 1 more.
Ooh, might be a cheeky hit as well. You're going to have Joe Deceives taking space. Oh, never mind. Device carrier died, and there's no heads-up plays coming through there. But nonetheless, that is a remarkably impressive first half there from Toronto. 3 scores against defense from Paris Gentlemates. That's usually top-notch. Real, though, over there dishing out the goods. And now we're in a situation where, and you know, Miles, we've talked about this a little bit. I heard Clayster talk about it to a decent amount of length. Making comebacks in overload right now is extremely difficult. And now this is a 3-point deficit Paris are going to have to deal with.
Yeah, 3 is a lot. It is the magic number in a lot of places. And in overload, tough to make the comeback on. These are some of the highlights from that first half. Nasty stuff. Oh, we're into the second now. Koi with a wonderful lead. Their overload game is incredibly strong. No more streaks to play with. We're going to see what we can get done with our guns and nades. Maybe even our knives as the approach towards the first spawn of the second half.
And there are many reasons why having a lead like this is so nice. You don't have to force any issue. You don't have to worry about picking up the device. You don't ever want to put yourself with pistol in hand. Unless you get all the kills, you can try to make a run. But right now, it's just a battle against the clock. Paris, I mean, it's just a situation where you're having to force the issue nonstop and run into bad gunfights. Guys like Neptune certainly can make it happen, but every second that goes by where Paris isn't making progress on the map is a beautiful thing for Koi.
Yep, Koi, just hold on. The bus can be parked here. But watch out, that you might wind up getting a ticket, lads. Gentlemate's trying to make something happen here. Men's on the other side of the map. Neptune's going to be the first one forward. Sib sniffs out 1. Neptune keeping the play alive. Can he get any more at this life? There's no way. Koi, run him down, run him over. Back to square one on the attack. Starting to swell here. Joe's going to be the lone man up front.
And everywhere they go, just getting met with stuns and nades, no open avenues. Joe deceives, not giving away his life. You try to pinch, you get red. Lockdown defense, and again, that final man in line just has a pistol. So for Paris, it's so difficult. They just get overwhelmed, and every single player falls one by one. That is a minute and a half burned off of this half already, and Paris have accomplished nothing.
You were hoping to get at least capture a minute if you were really lucky, but wait, you might not need the luck. A big win. Sib can't get the trade. Real, oh my goodness, finally gets brought down. Ball gets reset to the middle of the map. What a game Real's having.
Yeah, and look at, dude, and if you pay attention to Toronto on the minimap for the rest of this half, 2 players worried about the pinch. They're not any interest in picking up the device, don't care. Not forcing any gunfights they have to. It's just teamwork is going to reign supreme. If you don't have a guy stunned or tagged up, you're not overchallenged. If there's 2 players there, inside, ironed up, and, well, in that case, gunned down, and that is the opportunity for Paris to attempt to make some moves.
Oh, they're trying a big attack. Okay, we've still got men through the window, but over to Mighty Real, gets himself another one there, and he does have the device to his right-hand side. He can, again, park himself here, sit pretty. Doesn't have to do a thing. That is going to respawn in the middle of the map once again. And with enough kills, with enough of a positional advantage, Koi will send it inside. Lovely work, and they've got the positional advantage now, and they've got a man through the middle. We could be seeing an attack.
Well, yeah, and this is, if anything else, if all ends poorly, like Joe Deceives already dies with the device, it's still just time wasted. And this is something even coaches like Marky D were talking about very early on for the game mode. Toronto, certainly a team that seems to have it dialed in and showing off the teamwork and exactly how you want to play, run the score up, and I mean, Paris are just, it's just a brutal game. At some point, they're going to end up in a 3v4. It's a nightmare situation.
Yeah, they've got nothing going on here. Phoenix with the trade there in mid. Genomate's technically across the halfway mark, but very, very fractured right now. And again, they have to get 3 goals in a minute and 30 seconds. Give themselves a fighting chance of overtime. On board now with Joe. And the attack comes to a swift close at that range. A dangerous man, Real. Oh boy, Real. Good God. 29 and 18. Just over a minute to play.
Yeah. And I don't have the stats to back it up. I'm just doing this off memory, but the largest comeback we've probably seen in this mode all year is maybe 2 scores, maybe 3, and even that's going to be a struggle. Early advantages right now in Overload are absolutely massive. In Toronto, I mean, just a perfect display of exactly how you want to play with a 3-0 lead.
Oh, unbelievable. And once again, still trying to make something happen. 45 seconds. They can hold position here. Again, waiting for the kills to come to them because you know the Genomates have got to send it, but the writing is firmly on the wall here. Dojo cut wide open, Sib still alive and kicking. The trade's not going to be there. Kleenex just finding kills in the middle of the map, and you might get 1 or 2 here, Paris, but my goodness. What a devastating display from Koi on that first half. Not a whole lot of hope. In fact, no hope now. Beautiful stuff. Toronto, they have taken the lead in this series, Chards.
Yeah, and then when you're looking at their Overload game mode as well, on Den, Toronto very consistent at locking it down exactly like this, but they have 1 auto veto and 2 Overload maps that they are fantastic on. So this is a team incredibly dangerous in this game mode. Their S&D is a point of concern, but their hard point is improving as well. And I think for Toronto, that's a very good issue long term. I mean, you trust these players to figure out S&D? Yes, absolutely. Going in a lane, they're going to be ferocious, especially when they got a game mode in the bag like that.
And in the bag, firmly and deeply well secured, double strapped, maybe in its own little vacuum sealed package, really in the bag. 2-1 after a devastating game of Overload there on Den. And we now go to the Colossus hardpoint, feeling fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Real, what a game he had. The saves were on point, 28 of the non-traded. And even the assist department, not bad at all from the Genomates, but I mean, you're finding these windows, Toronto. You're finding these 2 pieces at a time. Real with the goal line saves in the first half into an immediate assist on goal. Everything going right. No overtime there. A perfect 10-minute game of Overload. Nothing out of the mates.
Miles, I appreciate like entertaining sports, so I know you watch soccer more. Is that how the game sort of feels, where Real just has this one moment, like a 60-second span where he facilitates the stopping of one score, gets to themselves, and then the game is just won? But that happens at what, the 30th minute of the game? Now you got to watch another 60 minutes of guys kick around a ball. Is that the soccer experience?
Look here, Ashworth. Look here. Yeah, it can be like that sometimes. I mean, if you're a team with unable to break through, like solid defensive squad, yeah, it can be like that. And this is exactly what it was. Koi come out strong. You get a couple of goals early on, and then you don't look back. That can be the way that sport goes, mate. And I'll have you speak no more ill of the world's most beautiful game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Lionel Messi is an absolute treat to watch, so no disrespect there. Fun times, though. We like to make fun of each other, just as Toronto likes to just make amends again. Nightmare in the spawn there from Real. Everything else done to a T, and Toronto is at the very top of the list of teams that will not make mistakes. Communication always on point. Happy to play the game however it is designed. They can be light speed when they need to, because keep in mind, Kleenex is like your secondary AR. Hasn't had too many moments where he's setting pace, but if he needs to flip the switch, these guys can run around together, and their teamwork always out of control.
Yeah. Seriously good work that out of Koi, though. No joke. That was a great game of Overload for them. Colossus, Hardpoint, though. And, of course, Scar S&D, if you're a Mates fan and you want it real bad, because it's not Den. So if you get to that game 5, it is time to close it out now, Toronto. Do not go to Scar. Do not collect $200. Just take the 10 CDL points, quite frankly. Colossus, Charles, how are we feeling about this one? Could go either way. It's a spicy map for sure.
Well, Nameless's Nuggets had Toronto on point in the map number 1s, not so much on the map number 4, so running out of steam, or really I think it's just a map pool depth issue for these guys in the game mode. So I think it'd be a square battle. I do think it's going to be fun to watch. I don't think we're going to see any kill records broken, because I think both of these teams will play a slightly higher level of more controlled Call of Duty. I would certainly lean towards the Gentlemates, though. I think they have a 7-2 record right now in Hardpoint, and I mean, Colossus is a map where they have been A-OK on. So maybe you're looking for a little bit of revenge. They bounce back in the map number 2. Maybe we're on board for a Dan Ghosty pop-off, because at least coming into this series, I mean, clear-cut best hardpoint player in the game. He got given the hands, though, in map number 1. We'll see if he can step back up to the plate.
It dawned on me, I think we could take a very famous Kentucky-based chicken company. We can take their logo. We can replace the Colonel with a sort of white and red version of Nameless, and we are on to something there, boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Well, no, I think this is the time of the year where we're going to be raising Kleenex instead. That's a chicken reference. You don't understand, Miles.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. He's been getting better. Again, maybe had like a 0.98 KD, I think, in Hardpoint. His damage output has been good. Everything about him has been good in the game mode, but we're waiting for that tissue to re-become an issue. In map number 1, he was absolutely that.
See if these wings are going to get wild. As he finds himself one on time, and an early bit of it. Great turn on a Neptune, but not quite enough, as that man's Dravek shoots a little faster than most. Insight, not the gun he wanted there. More of an M15 kind of guy. But either way, we are going to see the continual usage of lethals and tacticals towards this tiny little box that is full of players and incredibly important for at least the next 20 seconds.
Well, there you go. You get P2 control or statue control for Joe Deceives. You get insight inside of time, and you're pushed out, and 2 players from Paris coming to deal with him. He's got the Creddy corner. And beautifully played. Easy 2 kills. Sid might get a nade, but that is 4 down in favor of Toronto. Final 8 seconds gonna maybe go their way on the P1 timer. They really want to go get these spawns.
Oh my God, Joe 2 HP, and he is cooking. No one, is he invisible? Wow. Is he running camo? We can't kill Joe. 8. Oh, what a run it was. Another great start from Koi in a Hardpoint.
I'd love the timing from Joe Deceives as well. That's another kill. Dude, the slaying capacity, that's +6 for Joe.
Right.
Maybe another +4 overall. You're out slaying by 10, and we're halfway through P2.
Yeah, but you're looking great on the time as well. So, I mean, this is as good as it could possibly get right now for Toronto. Koi is Kleenex. Look at this attack. Ruthless on the assault. Neptune finally gets it. Couple now on the backline cleaned up, and Kleenex is on a 5 spree as well. Devastating looks out of Koi to begin with.
Yeah, this is classic insight. He has 1 kill.
God.
50 seconds of time. Now he has 3 kills because when you get there, he's still good on defense. But like 52 seconds to hill time. It is the classic insight feed up game. Oh, this is beautiful right now from Toronto.
Glorious stuff. Real. Oh, give him 2. He's looking for the next man. Toronto Koi running away on Colossus. Let's go for a listen in.
Absolutely.
One deep left now.
Yo,
I'm flanking down. I'm flanking down.
Can we do that, Gemma?
Yeah. Shoot down. I'm out right, so they should be blue. Okay.
Can we deep blue some jump?
Didn't hit anything. They're gonna go right. They're in front, I think. Yeah, close. Yo, 3 right, P1, shoot tunnel. Watch one keep P1.
P1, go
tunnel, last shoot tunnel. One come P1 again.
P4 man.
I got wall bang.
Okay, yeah.
Nips 1 shot.
I have this up here. Good thing,
Yeah, I'm on the
they're great.
Super weak.
Let's go.
He was a 1 shot, bro. I promise.
I'm
on the heading 2. Make sure we play ahead. Yeah, I can copy this 2 and all.
Happy one. One more. Have low wall.
2 ult.
Alright, happy one.
Our heading.
Yo, P1, Dante. 1. Really
weak. Wow,
and 1 P1. Okay, 1 P1.
Yeah, 1 deep. Play deep, bro.
P1.
They're not yellow. You're going deep left, boy. I'm going into yellow, back left.
Yeah, they're all playing to the back.
Inside yellow, to left.
2
P1. Side on me, absolutely. 2 over.
Maybe
1 P1. I'm inner.
P1 in, boy.
Okay, P1 down.
Already
He's by blue step, okay?
Blue, absolutely. 1 P1.
Take him out.
Maybe that's not now.
You want to take it right?
2 P1, sip it in, boy.
I'm gonna go right to tunnel. I'm gonna hold. Yeah, give me a second.
Great listening, fiery comms, and an unfiery game here on Colossus Chance.
Well, finally, pairs battling back. You got to worry about number 1, Joe DeCease, pinching in through the side. They take care of him, and Ghosty able to give you 2 in the front. So finally, pairs stabilize. I mean, we were in a situation where Insight had fewer engagements than every one of his teammates had kills. So Toronto clearly shooting. But in spite of the first 3 hills being absolutely bonkers, if you're looking back at the score, pairs Gentlemen have managed to keep it close.
This has been the best possible turnaround in the first set they could have imagined. It really was not looking good after the first 3 hard points. 3 dead once again. Ghosty last man in the forward position right now to try to contend with this next set. Here come the lads, and they've been picked up off spawn as well. So Insight gets his on the entry. Here comes Ghosty. Envoy's there to help out as well, and this is an effective break. And you are in, lads. Well played.
Yeah, Toronto are starting to lose the thread just a little bit. Gonna have to figure out ways to bounce back, and I mean, they're really worried about statue control. Toronto sending 2 players to deal with it. Ghosty gets taken care of. Then both ARs fall in the hands of Joe DeCease, and this is what Toronto are looking for. Get control of the power position, become the nuisances, take control, and get that time. Toronto always staying ahead of the game.
Great work for Toronto. It was a 94-point lead. Thanks, production. But now it's certainly being pulled back. The mates are alive, and they're getting scrap, and they are having a tough time dealing with Kleenex.
And he's going to be taking the long route. So, yep, number 5 already going to spawn out. Toronto, though, losing men along the way. Sib's able to find 2, and now for Kleenex, it is all about the timing. They're looking for him. They're prowling. He just gets out, and now those purple arrows are going to swarm this time.
Oh, look at this. Out of Kleenex, he gets himself a Hellstorm. Now Joe picks up what he can, but now Envoy finds 2. Insight on an immediate flank. He might have 3 to his name here. Anyone watching the back? They are indeed another unfortunate team kill. Everyone there from the mates doing a little bit too much. Kleenex stuck? No, managing to dodge the frag. Getting on the contest. And it is an absolute battle, a war of attrition here on the point.
Yeah, credit to Paris, man. They've been fighting through hell to make these things happen because Kleenex goes on a nasty tear. Toronto had all the pressure, but Envoy, at least on this P2, able to give you a little bit extra. That's a 4 spree while he was collecting time and sets all of his teammates up. Paris, clean house, Real gunned down as well, and just like that, Paris Gentlemans have taken the lead.
My good God, they've done it, man. The lead is theirs. They were down 94 points. What an effort. And what a string of kills. The sprees are all complete. And now to the top side of the map we go. Toronto Koi, still firm belief that they can take care of this map, take care of the series, and they've been wiped off. And Joe stay alive for a bit longer.
Joe's trying to get turned. Absolute nuisance over there towards the blue crate. He's in between 3 players that eventually take him down. Ghosty wins the AR gunfight, and now you can take the space. Now Paris will have the time.
Still Real trying to find anything here, but you've got a conga line effect right now. The production facility of the Paris Gentlemates is working overtime, and they have got themselves the outside covered. Wonderful work. The lead's starting to get a bit bigger. 25 to go here. Starting to think about new. Starting to think about how dangerous this is getting for Koi, because they are now pinned in and trapped, and nearly every step of the way, mates are up.
Yeah, and that was great hill time as well. They were able to soak out a good chunk of that P3 and maintain the left side spawns as well. And I mean, the hill we're about to go to is the hill where Paris really turned their game around. Ghosty is going to give you 2 kills before he falls to Toronto. They're coming from the opposite side of the map as P4 gets popped. It is a 30-point lead right now from Gentlemates and Kleenex. I mean, he's trying to be the hero, the solo man on the play, but Paris, they have the numbers.
He was trying. A worthy attempt, but again, Paris Gentlemates on the hold. Real, good timing towards the backline. Ghosty, he's been spotted out. And what a fluid attack this has been so far. Toronto Koi, big kills. They get their 3, they get the time.
Yeah, it's just overwhelming. So many SMGs with the pressure to block those spawns. Kleenex was the first attempt. Real was the successful one. And now for Paris, 28 seconds. What do you want to do? 4 hit the front, try to work through mid? Nothing sounds fun, and they're a little bit stationary. A barrel, though, for the entry. Sib wins a gunfight, and just like that, you get the break. Paris, they snap, they take the scrap.
By superiority through the front line, and now they are holding it all together. Big wins out of Joe. Just trying to buy some space for the lads to fight back, but what do you know? Another hard point set comes to a close. Paris Gentlemates, they want that game 5. Back over to P1 we go. And what a war this has been. Look at the run. Ghosty now on a bit of a spree. 4 now in a row to his name. Can he get a Hellstorm?
Yeah, all these Gentlemates players, they've just been taking turns, popping off to work on this lead. 50-point gap now between these two teams. In Toronto, maybe just running out of steam. Even with Kleenex on that 3rd SMG, seemingly hasn't been enough to stop the bleeding. And Sib out here giving you the hands. Shaky shots rolling through, and Toronto clearly feeling the pressure.
Yeah, pressure's on now, lads. You want to go to another search and destroy. Real alone, last man left alive for his on the point. Over the top we go. Nep gets it, and pressure's now there. Less than 20 seconds to go on P1. Joe with a row. Can we find anything here? Ghosty on the back line. Oh, it's a nervy gunfight. A couple of players now on the push. Plenty of damage, not enough to get anything done, and the back line has now been busted wide open for the mates.
Well, Toronto have the advantage on towards P2 in terms of numbers. However, they are entirely surrounded, and there you go. Ghosty and Neptune able to clean house. You secure the P2, and you might have just secured the game.
What a shot from Nep. Over the top. This could be game. Through the front, you now must go, Koi. Oh, dear. And Neptune has cut down the attackers once again. Look at the mastery now around this statue towards top mid now to Sib. And his Dravek is putting in the work. Outstanding holds so far. Big now through the front. A couple of players trying to make something happen here. And here comes the Hellstorm. A desperate attempt for the break.
Well, you get him out of time. See how many players can dodge it. Well, 2 of them definitely can't. Sib and Ghosty going to fall. Kleenex with a nice little right there and a moment of opportunity to make this comeback, but I mean, it's a 60-point game in Paris Gentlemates.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, the foot on the gas. Ghosty with another 2 off spawn. I mean, this is a nightmarish pace they're playing at.
I mean, a decent break there with the Hellstorm, but just looking a bit stiff otherwise. Gentlemates are dancing around them, and look at this attempt from Nep. He is making you sweat for every hit point you take from him. Hard point temporarily in the hands of Koi. Final few seconds now from the Gentlemates, and that might well be the death of Koi here on Colossus. Game 5. Once they took the lead, there was no going back for the Gentlemates.
Oh yeah, this game flow chart is about to look just ridiculous. Of a straight line up for Toronto, and then Paris flipped that switch. Those players look locked in as well. Hell of a battle. Every single time they lose a map, they immediately respond with absolute ferociousness. You've had 2 maps that were sort of vaguely competitive, and when Paris wins, I mean, they are just blowing them out. 6-1 win, the old S&D, and I know the score line not too crazy there, seemingly, but it's just simply that turnaround from Paris. Every single player on that team contributing.
Unbelievable stuff, man. And again, that was a serious comeback. Unreal. Well, good stuff, mate. We're going to game 5. Go put in some damage there across the board, but did not seem to matter. The game flow is going to tell a very, very brutal story. Yeah, the halfway mark. See you later, boys. What a massive difference there. That 104 to 26. That was as good as it was going to get there for Toronto Koi. Well, ladies and gentlemen, game 5. Here we go. The mates have managed to get themselves another opportunity here. We go to Scarf one last time in the series where it all began. And if your pattern recognition skills are up to scratch, it does look like a Koi win here, but at this point in time, Chance, it's not a den map. Nameless as Nuggets. Still taste of that in my mouth right now. How are we feeling? What?
I'm feeling like we're on camera. I'm also feeling like the game 5, Toronto is definitely a team that it scars their backup S&D map pick. They've still yet to win it. So I know Paris, they're going to be feeling good.
All right, well, we'll find out how it all goes down, folks, on the other side of this one. Game 5 between Toronto Koi and the mighty Paris Journal mates. Who walks away with a win here? Reverse sweep? We'll find out.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Salty.
So tasty.
I was going to say salty.
Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup in Riyadh this summer. Scan the QR code to be notified when tickets go live later this month. Start the season strong with the 2026 Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator by scanning the QR code on screen or check it out in the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Cracked.
Don't play with this guy, bro. Wait, that's me! Chad, I'm in the bottom right. That's me. I'm pretty sure if you have the ball
to work with.
No, I'm on the broadcast. No way. He did it again. Chad, that was me. No way. That's what he wants to do.
Okay, bro.
That's me.
Okay, that's how the series ends. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, push me. I already pushed. I'm a forklift. Take your time. Probably won't happen in this situation. Let's
Come on. Nervous.
I was about to say, I think you have to.
See that, dude?
I couldn't see it either, but I thought it was.
I thought you'd have my cross there.
Well, hello there. We are back and ready to kick it into the map 3. A hot contest so far. Yeah, it's hot in the building. It's hot in the series.
Hey, you got shorts on today.
You're hot. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be warm, so I had a feeling. So I had to pull out the quads. Look at these things. You think anyone's blinded? I've been
see through them.
I've been hitting the Peloton though. There's some muscle there. I'm telling you, these things feel like a couple of rocks, man.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that, everybody at home. Hopefully, no one.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Had their vision affected by the bright lights of my quads.
Where's this? I'm the top. He's got to be backside. Dead. Nice. Maybe backside side. I'm trying side. Nice. Come on. Get up. Hey, we got that. Orange challenge, bro. You go. Let's go. Holy shit.
Let's go clutch up there.
Boys.
My fault.
Three. Wait, he's top 3. Who are you looking for?
Oh my god. It's one. It's good.
No, you're good. You're good. It's like, just run him on the way out.
Bro, I'm like, yo, he's going front edge. He has to. No, he's going top 3.
This is the funniest.
Hey, we won. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we won. But like, rid of somebody.
The time for jokes is over. The time for game 5 is now. To Scar we go to decide this one between the Paris Journal mates and Toronto Koi. Chance, 2 devious players we will talk about in a moment. But in the meantime, how are you feeling about this game, brother? What tickles you? Which way are you dressing?
Well, this is a very tough call. It's a Scar. It's a map that is, like, so far in the CDL, mostly been played in a one-dimensional capacity. It is a map that Toronto, it's their backup S&D map. They've played it twice. There has never been a B bomb plant. They've never planted it over there. It's never been planted against them over on the B side of the map. So I think it's a situation now, as we're a week away from the major, which one of these teams has evolved their Scar S&D gameplay and can bring that sort of like extra little oomph to the table. Because if you're just praying for the first bloods, maybe for Gentlemates they'll be good, because Sid was on point on map number 2, but now we're doing that thing where we're hoping things work out.
Yeah, the map number 2 was pretty good for the Gentlemates. Statistically, very, very dominant there. Of course, Sid, we saw him sniping very, very well. And Neptune, I mean, he was pretty much everywhere. That 0.23, it's 2.3 and a 3.0 respectively there in the second map. Both of these boys bringing their A game. This is going to be a very tough match for Koi. Let's see if they do have those little special tricks, because yeah, this is a 1 bomb site map. The way it plays currently, we'll see if anything can change.
It's a 1 bomb site map for the majority of the league. The teams that have evolved and started to work some of those B hits in have done so to great success. Of course, though, round 1, no trophies. And you can already see how badly Paris don't want that B hit to roll through. They just tripled up there on the defensive end. But with the A side open, if you don't have a trophy, you're always scared to plant. Unless your name is Joe Deceives.
Because Joe believes that no one will throw anything over the top to hit him, and they haven't. That's his smoke. And he's gone. And so is Insight. And that's the other side of the map now getting bust wide open, but they haven't accounted for Real, who is behind enemy lines right now. Oh, he finds number 1. He cannot find the second. But here comes the attack from the mates. They're committing to this. Down a man again to the 2. And they've been pushed away from the bomb site. Kleenex now. He and Real on the re-attack. Oh, they're good. Oh, they're good. It's a 1v1. Real, where you going?
I thought he was under the map for a second. That looked crazy through Codcaster. But either way, as long as he's alive, no Sib towards mid. Yeah, Sib wouldn't even had the time unless he just like instantly gets that kill. So very well played. Insight and Real had a little bit of a trap going almost for that exact push rolling through. So you're able to respond, get an attacking round, and Real's the man that gets the credit. He was their star player, stand out on map number 3, and immediate impact here on map number 5.
So far, so good. 1 successful attack towards the bomb site. We now swap sides. Only Kleenex there passing off the information for the Toronto Koi squad.
Where are we going?
We're going.
Is it time? Is it B hit?
Oh, I love that too. Okay, snipes away. Neps let the dinner bell ring. Who's hungry? Who wants it? Over the top. Here we go, Nep. He's dancing. He has some help now down low. Oh, but that stun is going to slow things right down. What a commitment this is, though. Neptune, the bomb carrier as well. Oh, mate, can you find this kill? No one through mid. Real, he's been spotted, and it has not paid off. What a play. Koi are up.
Yeah, that's bombed down as well. Sib wins a long-range gunfight, though, against Kleenex, just to even the odds. So Sib built different. Honestly, can't even tell you how he did it. Might have just been jumping over the wall, but that is still an issue where the bomb is down, and now it's the 2 AR players trying to make some magic.
Yeah, no magic to be found. Joe. 2v1. Ghosty pinned, trapped. And he was trying to wind up for something. They're trying to bait something out, but it wasn't going to happen. Koi, back-to-back rounds here in game 5.
And this, I mean, it's only 2 rounds in, so we'll see how it develops, but it's almost like we're expecting to be hit style, the way that both teams have almost doubled or tripled stacked up the plane side of the map. And the reason the B hits are so uncommon so far in the league is because if there's defensive pressure over there, pushing through plane is already a nightmare, let alone the fact that then you have to go into the green heady as well. So it's not fun or easy to do. The sort of like finesse aspect of it is evaluating when the teams are not going to have that defensive pressure, which early on, excuse me, both teams are making sure they're on point.
Yeah, no one's letting anything happen there. Insight. Yeah, he could potentially put this away.
He screwed it up. No, missed
he screwed it up. He screwed it up. He's keeping it out for the rest of the round. Backs on up. A lot more presence there towards the A-bomb site. A whole lot happening here towards B. We're going to see Envoy tiptoe his way through that open snow field. He will run into a spot of trouble when the time comes. Neptune on the inside of store. He's got a corner. And young Joe, no way you get another free plant A.
Well, if there's ever a pinch that rolls through, Neptune will be instantaneous on the timing. or they just want to play square up. I mean, it's a 4v2 right now around this A site.
Yeah, Insight managed to get the sniper rifle towards mid, but the player's already crossed over, so danger zone right now. Real, though, plays the guarantee. First blood. Immediate trades now from Neptune on the other side of the map. Oh, Nep finds another. So Joe and Kleenex gone. It's down to Real and Insight.
Yeah, moment of discordance there, and yeah, Real gets zapped as well. Toronto, the teamwork not quite on point. Real's opening up one side of the map, but you're a little bit too aggressive there with the bomb. Maybe a moment you should have wrapped out, but either way, great play calls on the defensive end coming in through Neptune. I mean, he had great positioning inside a store, but wrapped back to keep the front side pressure there around that bomb site, bullied the players out, and executed. I think Paris Gentlemen's, both of their defensive rounds have had that finesse game aspect to it, looking on point.
They only really make one what happened, but for now, sometimes you just have to see the single round count go up, and everything can change for you. Nep on a 3. And Sib back to Old Faithful. He was so strong in map number 2 with the snipe, and this time he takes a big nade. All the guns are up, all the eyes forward right now for Toronto. We'll see who takes the advantage.
And I love this as well. Trying to win an offensive round on this map can be a little bit tricky. Give Sib time to work with. You got the 2-1 advantage. Your defense has been on point. Get weird.
Oh, opportunity was there. And Sib has got himself into a premium position. He saw too many shoulders. He takes the shot a little late. No good. The bomb now making its way forward. Hearing the snipe should be enough to tell you that the play is on. We don't see a trophy in place either, so not exactly a safe spot to be. Oh, for Real, though. What a pick from Neptune over halfway towards the Hellstorm.
Yeah, I mean, you called it out for Neptune on the like statues side of the map on Colossus. He just masters different sections of the map, and Store has been his. Able to get the bomb down.
Oh, that's cover.
Doesn't get out with his life, though.
That's great coverage from Sib there. Yeah, unable to get the second man, but now envoy from the flank. Fast hope here. Joe Deceives got to go absolutely insane. And with Ghosty watching the flank so diligently, this should be a clean setup. All bases are covered now. Joe, you have to win 3 perfect 1v1s.
Which is hopeless. The positioning on the map, 2 on point. Sib's going to whiff, but even if Joe Deceives is aware he's going to get shot in the back, doesn't stop the inevitability of it. Great round out of Paris. Their defense has been on point, and they found that offensive win. Let Envoy get creepy, crawl up through P2. Sib, nice and patient with the sniper rifle. And even with limited impact, he only got the kill a little bit later on towards the round. Once they got and achieved that level of positioning over towards A, Neptune gets the guy out of store, and the round just collapses. So that's a round of chess being played by Paris.
Check. Gentle mate. In that round, at the very least. Toronto attacking around now. Insight, you see if you can get themselves on the board. He's still got opportunity to find some snipes on a map like this. And we're going back over towards B, but the sniper of the moment is still going to be Sib, and he is guns up at the ready. And he has been enough to deter any sort of ambitions towards the B bomb.
Dude, and look at the adjustment from Paris on defense as well. Like, they're just leaving out the A side at the start of the round because nobody's ever going to rush plant. Very difficult right now to play against.
Yeah, and Sib's immediately again, the gun's up. He slowed you down on one side of the map and now to the other. What a power position he's in right now. You can technically make it over towards the bomb. The jump shots are still good. And there's going to be the plan. Can anyone get away with their lives? Trophy's working. Wow, he went for it. Couple of blind shots there. Nothing connects just yet. Neptune now fighting his way through the smoke. Expends too much of the magazine. Now to the sidearm, and it's good enough for 1. Coverage over the top. You've still got snipers at play, and a man down. Sib now getting involved. Over the top. In this 2v2, have they sniffed him out? Sib, last man. It's a 1v1. Less than 20 to go. Real is good for it. What an attempt and an incredible effort. Koi remains strong.
Yep, that is the classic round of Scar A side hit there. A 4v4 square up there for the retakes, the smokes, making things weird. You had Paris Gentlemates that had the early man advantage, but they never had intel on Real. He was playing in through the store. Kleenex does an incredible job behind that generator to not only buy Real time, Kleenex also there was able to give you two. So Kleenex and Real in the mixy moments able to deliver. And Toronto keeping things interesting. Now, I know they haven't got a win on this map yet, but it's a pair of round 11 losses. So they've always been taking teams to the distance.
The 1-2 hop there was Snipe. So good. One for ranked when it drops in season 2. Eyes are up. Oh man, and Sib's timing is so unfortunate there not to catch anybody out and nearly gets himself a Real for his troubles. Still though, a bit of a shuffle here for Toronto Koi over towards the A-bomb site. They are committing defensively at least half of the squad there. And Ghosty, oh, he's got something going on through mid here. He's found a window to get through.
No, he is back down inside, able to spot that out. Toronto not a team to have openings. Toronto is a team to have good teamwork with timing on the pinch. Once that sniper shot rings out on the opposite side of the map, Real knows it's an open lane. A 4v3 retake for Toronto.
He's been so good at that all match long. Oh, an envoy. You haven't checked the one corner. There's usually a man. My God, he's dealt so much damage. He should be able to get this. Sib. Oh, the bullet right through the middle. Now to Joe in a 1v3, and Joe once again finds himself dancing. 20 odd seconds remaining now to get the defuse, and he's gone all around town. Nobody home. Playing for a couple of kills here, but this will be the equalizer for Paris. Oh, Scar continues.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, at this level, the just like value of trophy systems as Sib gets that final kill, but like when you're going for these executions, when you're getting the bomb down, the positioning you're playing for the retakes, if you don't have trophies in the right spot at the right time, if you're slightly off on your timings about when you peak or when you stay hidden, you'll be able to punish. That was a nice 3v4 hold there coming through from Paris. A great battle in that round.
You're not wrong about the trophy placement. That is going to be a tale throughout the whole year. The difference between the win or the loss, where you put down your field upgrade. Crazy stuff. Well, 3-3 here in game 5. Attacking round now for Toronto. Joe's hand's been pretty hot. Real has been the route man. A-bomb's getting a bit of love, and now an exchange of gunfire towards B. Real going in for the kill. Catches that envoy in the middle of absolutely nowhere. What a start.
Well, nice first blood. Still have to execute. A 3v4 was clutched up the previous round, but now it smokes out Sib.
Sneaky.
Opportunity to run through it. Does so. Gets not just one, but two in Kleenex. Lets him through. Now has to clutch a 1v3. The timing has gone his way. He's made it to front green.
Oh, he's got himself another player below him. Oh, sorry, above him. Kleenex. 1v3 to a 1v2, and now plays it right. It's a 1v1. Tobias Juliusson on the prowl. Neptune, one of the masters of the 1v1 world. What a duel this will be. 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and Neptune, this is a grinder. He grinds S&D. He's been in spots like this many times.
Unbelievably patient player. Kleenex. How little he knows. Neptune on the pounce. Wait, he goes the wrong way. The dive to stay alive, and the coverage is there. Neptune, one of the best to do it.
Massive round. Neptune delivers. Kleenex cannot bail them out of the mishap of a moment. Sib finds the timing through the smoke, picks up 2 huge kills, and Kleenex does give the best effort there for the 1v3, but that is a one pump from absolute hell there from Neptune.
And here's the moment from Sib. Plays the smoke perfectly. Thanks, boys. Gets in there, immediately takes care of 2 players. He sees the first player crossover as well. This is his POV. Brilliant play. Target prioritization. The man with the bomb is not a threat. Not yet. Sib, great decision there. And Neptune, the ice in the 1v1. Nice dive as well.
It was also tough to see exactly what Kleenex was looking at. He was like slightly more turned for like the mid cut, I suppose, or whatever happens. Paris does have that 4-3 lead, and now Real maybe wants to get a little bit spicy here on the pinch again. Maybe toying with the idea, maybe waiting for a little bit of intel. Joe deceives on defense over towards the A site. It's where the bomb is looking. And they're making moves. Yeah, Kleenex and Real, they want to get after it.
Real's been pretty consistent for the kills here in this game, so certainly playing it happily. Quick bomb plant here from Envoy towards the A-bomb site. You have to make a move happen right now, Toronto. It's a straight up 4v4 retake. No trophies to be found just yet. It doesn't like the lethals or tacticals have hit their mark. Game on. Insight, can you land? Oh, a shot and a bit of a shuffle now. A full commitment. Envoy up close. Massive damage on a Real. Anyone here to give anything away? Yes, Insight does connect with a snipe. The flank has been taken care of as well. No more snipe to be played with. It's a 2v2. Real trying to make something happen going forward, and he's been nullified from start to finish. Journalmates run the round.
Yeah, Envoy is an absolute monster. He finds the timing to get that like almost aggressive plant spot, calls out two players running through the middle of the map, going towards store, makes it so his teammates can be there to lock everything down. And once again for Envoy, staying alive behind that generator and being there for those final cleanup kills. I mean, that is a masterclass of how you want to play it. And just dodging the default plant spot as well, because I mean, that's just going to make Toronto's job that much more difficult to the end. And I don't know exactly who the smoke or through the smoke earlier on that blocked off Insight top green, but Paris on this map seemingly had the details down.
And those details, be they trophies or be they great smokes, that is the difference maker. Joe with a couple of warning shots there. Not enough to pull Neptune out of play. That trophy should help. It does indeed. Great defensive holds so far. As Toronto Koi, they cannot approach this bomb site without checking everything so carefully, and now they're eating some serious trouble. Here we go. Journalmates on the fly forward, but wait, Kleenex managing to find two. Oh, but two found on the other side. Go see a great range. Real, no, that is a tough one. And Insight, the hopes of the team are now on his back.
Well, known for his clutches, but you got two players posted up in spawn, and Envoy backs you down and guns you down. Paris win the game 5.
Buzele, gentle mates. It's a mate win after a tough, long fought series. Toronto Koi, search and destroy continues to be an issue. Overload's looking great, and the hard point's not bad either, but wow, game 5, shenanigans come to a close. The Paris Journalmates walking away with a big dub. 10 CDL points going into the major.
Yeah, it's so painful for Toronto as well. The one B hit, like the first one they've really tried on the year, everything was perfect except for Sid just finds the play through the smoke and devastates you with those 2 pistol kills. So Toronto clearly still need to do just a little bit of homework, maybe a small step behind. And I mean, Paris continually proving how good they are. Even when they're tested, they battle back. That was a 90-point deficit in the hard point that made the comeback on. And I mean, looking absolutely rancid on Colossus. When players go slow, they bounce back. Neptune has a fantastic game. 3 first bloods, double-digit kills. Envoy making monstrous plays as well. Paris, they have built themselves a fantastic team. And in stage 1, thus far, at least in the online portions, they have absolutely delivered.
They're looking good in the absolute blowouts, and even better when it comes to those comeback moments. Strong resolve and a strong result for the Paris Gentle Mates. Happy to walk away with a Game 5 win. So are we. Desk, how are we feeling? Names those nuggets, by the way. Salty, sweet. I don't know what you're putting on them, but they're good.
Thank you, bro. I'm hungry now. Let's talk about nuggets. We gotta get some nuggets up here.
I'm down for some nugs. Let's talk a little bit about how close you were to being right.
What do you mean?
Just 1 game 4 away.
Oh, you're talking about my prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went with Koi last second. You switched over.
Well, that was
Valid pick, though.
that was so all of us didn't have the same exact pick.
It was genius.
You've taken one for the team. That's all.
Let's take a look here at the highlights, because the difference maker was definitely search and destroy throughout this series. But also, you saw the light from Koi in maps like Overload, Game 3, Real popping off. What was the difference maker in the closer? Because Koi and Joe Deceives were up 2-0. It was all smiles.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the hotel fights, you know, went the way of Gentlemates. And you could see, like, especially on the defensive side, like, kind of Real alone a lot, which I'm not necessarily against. It's just like when he does take space and influence it, we have to do something elsewhere on the map. Like, they're just iron kind of playing buddy system a lot throughout this one. And I think that's why they're struggling a lot. Like, on a map like Den, the only one that they've been winning in search, he can get lost and like have such a big impact because the map's so big. On this one, you know, everybody can just kind of like, all right, ignore him. Yeah, we can ignore him a little bit, right? Like once we back him down and just make plays elsewhere. And that's what was happening throughout this one. So I just think conceptually, Toronto, the way they approach search, it's not working.
I also think Koi just started playing really passive on their defense side of things, which their defense is already below average against the rest of the league, and they were just allowing the plant to come in like multiple times for Gentlemates. You saw around, even when Gentlemates was a man down, they were able to get that bomb off, and then it was just you put yourself in an unfavorable position to try and retake that hotel, and clearly they weren't able to.
Bipolar in the hard points. They're so good at game ones. You saw them get dismantled in game 4, but it all started with your scuff play of the game. And in game 2, search and destroy. Let's take a look at some of the best moments coming out of the Gentlemates. Paris bouncing back from that hard point, making a statement 6-2. And we were talking about this map. Is this going to be a strength for Paris moving forward?
I think so. I mean, you look at it, Envoy had 3 first bloods here. Everybody really contributing on the side of the Gentlemates. And, they just were comfortable here, controlling bottom green, wrapping bombs back and forth. Like, it didn't matter. Everything that Gentlemates wanted to do, they were able to get away with.
And I'll tell you what, Sib, it don't matter what map it is, he's going to be hitting those snipes, and that can just be so difficult to deal with, especially when he can do it so aggressively.
Well,
in a map like this in these tight corners, it just felt like Toronto had no inch, no mile, no nothing to work with.
It's because, like, you go bottom green one round, you lose it. You're like, okay, let's take top mid, right? And they play from there. Then you get sniped. You're like, okay, how do we want to deal with this? At that point, I mean, you're down 3-4-1. It's GG, right? So Gentlemates, this is probably the most impressive Gentlemate win so far, in my opinion.
I was hoping this is a matchup we see on a Sunday. I don't care if it's for top 3 or for a grand final, but I think both of these teams are very even when they match up. We hope to see them go toe-to-toe in Texas. For the moment, though, let's take a look at what happened to Texas in the first match of the day, because Alley Cat, it was not what we planned.
No.
All 4 of us, fans included, took Optic to take down Carolina, but the Royal Ravens are perfect in January.
I mean, Lurks and Nero, I mean, go back to that map number 1 cluster. I mean, they were kind of just having their way with them, which Optic Texas was still able to make that comeback, but then you go to this map number 2, and the S&D is just on a different level for Carolina Royal Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think any team in the league was spawning in and beating Carolina today. Legitimately, I don't think any team would have beaten. They were on point. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find very many mistakes or a moment where, somebody dropped the ball on the Ravens. I mean, across the board, the overload was excellent. Like, they dominated it the entire time. You're seeing some of the highlight plays that Craze and Lurks were able to do. We get to the last hard point. Like, these guys were dominant. Even when it was like 2v4 situations, there was one P2 here. I think it was second rotation. Optic got all the kills, and me and you were sitting there, Allie. We're like, Optic, finally they can calm down. It'd be a 20-point gap. Well, Lurks flies front, finds 2. Nero finds the other 2. And it's like, okay, they can do no wrong this map. And yeah, I don't think anybody's beat them. They were that good.
To put it into perspective, Lurks drops a 1.29. As good as Neptune was playing, Lurks only 200 damage behind him, and he played 1 less map. Ridiculous performance from these two. Lurks, a rookie to look out for. Neptune, one of the stars, rising back up for challengers, now playing for Paris.
Yeah, you could really tell Lurks was getting going in those hard points and the respawns as well, and that's what you need for a team like Carolina Royal Ravens. They said they needed the pace, and now that they have it, it's kind of like, where's your ceiling now at this point, And I'm interested to see how it translates on land.
They're exceeding expectations in Carolina, but the Paris Gentlemates are living up to the hype that was set at the start of this season. After being announced that they're going to Paris, everyone rallied behind this man. He goes by the name of Sib, and people are saying this may be his best roster yet. Sib, how are we feeling about a Game 5 victory tonight?
Honestly, it should have been a 3-0, but we're just playing pretty fucking sloppy, so... not happy with it, but, still got a dub, so got to go back to the lab and rewatch it back and focus on our mistakes that we made.
And you know what, Sib? Honestly, I mean, you guys are such a resilient group. I mean, you're down 104-8 in that game 4, and you guys rallied back to win it. What did you guys say? What changed in that moment? Because that second rotation, y'all dominated.
Nothing, bro. They started playing egregious. We capitalized, and that's why we won.
I mean, you guys definitely did.
So it was all Toronto throwing is what you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, they should have, capitalized and took advantage of the lead and play a little bit better. But you know what? It's one of our better maps, so we're pretty confident on it.
All right. Well, Sib, the league has been kind of in a weird spot. A lot of upsets recently. Even you guys got handed one last weekend. I just want to ask, what sets you guys apart from the rest of the league right now? What would you say is your greatest strength as a team?
Definitely our respawn, for sure. I think we've been cleaning up our S&D a lot, and I think it's been shown. So I think if we just keep cleaning our S&D up and iron out our stuff in Overload, because I think the Overload compared to scrims and matches, they play completely different as far as the pacing wise. So, and I feel like it's different for every team. So it's just kind of like getting used to the mode and used to how other teams play. So I think that's like the main thing.
People slowing down in matches.
Yeah, I mean, especially in Overload, I think the pacing is always going to be like a difference between matches and scrims, but I think especially in Overload, you notice a difference a lot. So
absolutely.
Sib, after tonight's win and Optics loss, can you guess your current seed heading into Texas?
Man, that shit gotta be #1, right?
It's gotta be #1. Let's take a look at the official standings as we say goodbye to Sib. The Gentlemates walking away with a victory tonight, and that will jump them up to first place. They're tied with Riyadh and FaZe. You'll see the Royal Ravens also now reaching 40 points as all squads have an opportunity to score a 5th win.
Yeah.
Allie, who you got most confidence in on that list?
I mean, I'm going to say Gentlemates, of course, or maybe FaZe is in that conversation as well. I feel like they've been the most consistent for us.
It might come down to Riyadh and Gentlemates tied for first. It's possible.
Let's take a look at the schedule. This will be some of the deciding matches that are happening on Saturday. Just 2 days of qualifiers remain before we head down to Major 1. Minnesota looking to continue hot as they take on a struggling Toronto Koi. Cloud9 looking for a last-second win against Riyadh Falcons, who are 4-2. And, of course, LA Thieves. Can they keep the roll running against another green squad? Boston sitting at 3-3 going into their final fight.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just looking at these slated games and, seeing how these weekends have gone. There's going to be an upset tomorrow.
You think
I don't know who's it going to be.
But which, I'm about to say, now you have to gamble on which one.
Who knows? I mean, it could be C9.
Oh, yeah, it might be C9.
As we close out tonight, we're getting ready for a winter storm. Make sure you guys stock up on groceries, everybody. Plug in your Ethernet. Make sure you're not relying on Wi-Fi to stay alive. We'll see you all Saturday, 2:45 Eastern.
What are they calling it? Super Vortex?
Super Vortex, Polar Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is smart. We're gonna go deep. I actually don't mind.
Yeah, it should be a trade. Psych. No.
Oh, Nero.
Oh, what the f? Don't even do it. No.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That
was gross.
That was disgusting. That was dirty. You got to tip your hat.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Well, we just activated Nero.
Usually do not see that.